Money, money, money. Okay. I think I got it. I think I got it. I think I finally figured it out. It was all working perfectly fine. Sorry, let me back up. Hello. How is everybody doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit late tonight. Everything seems to fuck up right at the last second. Earlier today, I set everything up for Role Player Adventures tonight. Really nice overlays on the OBS studio source. I even brought the new Gamecasters logo in. Oh, I got to make that logo a different size. That's too big for the chat. But I brought the new logo in. I figured it's long enough. It's been this way long enough. Hey, Miss French Toast, how's it going? Good to see you, Sam. I have been missing a lot of stuff. How are you doing, everybody? Let's see. Chris Wilson, Nestor, Joe, Gamecasters even in the chat. Bobo, what's up, Jason? Let's see. Amanda, hello. Dan, what's up, my man? Bored to play. How's it going? I'm not reading, I'm just looking at names. So if you're saying rude shit to me, I'm not going to respond to it. Janelle. Hello, Janelle. We got a hype in the chat. A resub from Sly Banana. You Sly Banana. What a sly banana you are. Natalie says that to me all the time. You sly banana. Oh, man. Anyway, so I had everything all set up. And right when I actually started streaming and stupidly checked it after I started streaming and realized it just was not turning on. And then when I would turn on, when I got the second camera to turn on, my main camera turned off. And then I turned the main camera on and the secondary camera, it made no sense. And I honestly have like an 80s bush of cords under my desk. And it's just like, you know, like I said, like a raging 80s bush of cords. And so I'm trying to find the two. I felt like the dad in the Christmas Story when he was like looking at all the plugs going into the wall. Like, which one is this one? And I was doing that underneath my desk with my camera cables, trying to like disconnect them, reconnect them. And of course it's happening while I'm streaming. So I'm like freaking out. Ay. It was crazy. It was crazy. Who would say rude things to you, you kind gentleman, you? That's more like it. That's more like it. Just wait till this weekend, Chris. There will be things said. What does that mean? Things said about what? What does that mean? What things will be said? Something about plugging, unplugging always makes me mad and sweaty. Agreed. So I cannot agree with you more. Everything works until it doesn't. And then when it doesn't, you're like, well, someone come here and fix this for me. And then Cameron came here and I was like, hey, Cameron, do you understand why the OBS Studio is not accepting the first video source? And he's like, do I have to brush my teeth? That's funny. Joe, you should have been in our Who's Staying at Ryan's this weekend chat before the stream. No. Nobody should have been in that chat. That was a cesspool of toxic nonsense. He started yelling at me because I called his stream lame and said I wasn't going to watch it. Why would anyone think to yell at you for that? You need to get Kim on the phone to fix the technical issues. Yeah, right. Exactly. Just having Kim's presence would have made everything better. So nothing technical will go wrong at Nerdfest because Kim will just be there the entire time. And it'll be perfect. Okay, so I think everything's good. What we're going to do, Janelle, are you still around? Well, you are because you said hello, Sam. Do you know how to make polls? Like, do you know how to make a poll in the chat? Because, and I was hoping to ask you this before I started. But what we're going to do tonight is we're going to play the first role player adventure. It's like /poll, I think, and then it might walk you through how to do it, maybe. But basically what I want to do is instead of just like asking a question and then waiting for the delay for everyone's answer to come in, it'd be really cool if we could set up a poll for each decision point and then, you know, let it go for 15, 20 seconds or whatever. And then everyone can vote. And then that will be the decision points. People doing the poll. That's the idea. That's the idea for sure. But anyway, welcome to the stream, everybody. Hopefully we are good to go. Finally. Ah, that's so cool. Are we playing? We haven't started yet. Yeah, you guys are gonna play. Yes, you guys are gonna play. I'm going to do so it's a very narrative driven game. So I'm going to read in my best character voice all of the narrative, and then whenever a decision point comes up, I want to put it in a poll, and then you guys vote on what I do, because it's kind of like a choose your own adventure style game. So we're playing the first adventure. Wait, is it the adventure? The first story called Battle at Black Gate by James William Ryan, I think. Yes, yay, that's fun. Maybe Wally will watch this one. Come on, Wally, do it, baby. I've never played role player, but adventures looked really cool. Chris, you like Sagrada. It's similar to Sagrada mechanically. Base role player is. I mean, not like It's definitely not like in the same vein of the game, but it's you know, dice placement in certain areas of your board, and it's really, really awesome. Now, Role Player Adventures is nothing really like Role Player. I mean, it's the same guts in a way, but this is going to be a lot different. Ryan's going to do voices again? Yeah, and they're all going to be British, probably. How many caster points for you to do the adventure in an accent? Oh, I'll be doing an accent for every fucking thing. Everything's going to have an accent. Yes, Dan says Role Player is Sagrada with swords. Role Player definitely has a Sagrada feel. Yeah, they're very similar. Dice placement puzzle, correct. So there is that in this. But it's more about the narrative and the decisions. Oh, cool. Kim sent a link on how to do polls. Where did she send that? Did she send it to Janelle? Or I guess I could probably set it up too. Also, you guys, and this is pretty cool. Just check this out. I'm a 1754 now in puzzles. 1754. I was floating between 1500 and 1600 for the better part of a few weeks, and I crashed and burned like 2 days ago. I was all the way down, like I had kind of like just gotten over 1600, and then I dropped down, and then I get back again, and then I drop down, and then I get back again, and then I drop down, and I went all the way down to sub 1500. I went underneath 1500 to 14 something, and I have just been on a tear today, and I made it all the way up to 1754. Oh my gosh, nobody knows what the hell this means. Thanks for the hype, Janelle. No, maybe Board to Play, or if Plurpy was in the chat, or Mason Pierce. I think they're chess players. But anyway, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Thanks, Sam. With Monsters and Minions, it's not really close. Wait, what is... Oh, you mean to Sagrada? Well, I just mean like... I guess I just mean mechanically. They're similar style games. It's in your IG message. Okay, cool. Cool. No, that's perfect. IG message works. And thank you very much, Kim, for that. Let me figure this out. So hope you're all ready to hang out. Polls. Perfect. This is what I need. And I think only me and Janelle can do this. Creating polls. Create a new poll. Start by creating a title. There's a 60 character limit. Create a new poll. On the dashboard. Oh. Create new poll button? Really? Let's see. Poll. Create a new. Open a setup menu to create a poll. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay. This is easier than I thought, I think. How do I know? Oh, what duration? 1 minute. Okay, let's see if this works. Do you guys see the poll I just made? I just made a poll. Did I do it right? I think you have a minute to do this. Maybe I didn't do it right. Yeah, that's how I did it, Joe, was /poll. It should be up top of the chat. It should be up top of the chat. You don't see it? And then you click a little down arrow. That's what I have. Where am I looking? At the top of the chat? Okay, Sam sees it. Sam sees it. We got 5. Okay, yep, I see it now. Okay, cool. Ah, I see it. Hooray. So you only have a couple seconds. Wow, nobody's voting for 12 inches. I found the moderator dashboard. I don't see a way for me to make polls. Maybe you can't. Oh, so we got a tie between 6 inches, but it's thick and slab banana. Okay, so if there's a tie, I will break the tie. That's how this will work. You have to click the screen. When you click to type in the chat, it goes away. Oh, can you guys are allowed to make polls too? Yeah, I thought only mods could do it. And me, obviously. I mean, if I have to do it, that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Sam, Meredith has been messaging me a little today. And I kind of want to show you the chat, but this is the only thing I'm going to show. I wonder if I can I post pictures in the chat or no? What did she say? How do I take a picture? Snipping tool, right? Snipping tool. I don't know if I'm allowed to, if I can post pictures in the chat or not. Might tell me I can't. What do you have to snip out? No, I'm snipping. I'm snipping. I'm not snipping anything. I'm snipping the picture so you can see the snip. The snip is what I'm trying to show you. The thing is getting into the thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's try this. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to start? I'm crying from laughter. I get it now. Yeah, me too. I'll show it to you later, Sam, off stream. I'll show it to you later. It was just kind of funny. She basically messaged me on that story I posted today about when you're 10 dangs, 20 yups, 6 wows, and 8 man that's crazies, and they still won't stop talking. Oh, that happens all the time. All the freaking time. The poll has done it. Yeah, okay, so it's only, the polls are only a minute. That's all. I mean, I can make them longer if you guys want. Or if, do you think that's too long even? Also, Dan, will you thank Kim, please? Actually, I'm sure Kim is right there. Thank you, Kim. Thank you very much. It was far easier than I had anticipated. But I honestly think I tried it before, and I couldn't figure it out. But so you nailed it. Joe says, do 90 seconds? Okay, I'll do 90 seconds. Yeah, because the decisions will be a little bit more difficult. I can't tell. 1 minute seems short. Okay, then I'll do 90 seconds. Okay, so hopefully this works here. Now, this isn't going to be super high tech, but my camera doesn't pick up a ton of stuff. Okay, thank God it works at least. Okay, so this is the overlay. So I want to show you a couple things before we get started. So in Role Player Adventures, so we have the bag of our 36 dice. Okay, in all the different colors. There's black, white, red, blue, and green. And purple. Yeah. Red, black, green, blue, white, and purple. Okay. And there's this adventure map that we're going through. Okay, this is the map for Adventure 1. I think there's 10 adventures through in the game. And this whole game takes place from this storybook here, as well as... Now this thing is freaking huge. The gigantic Book of Encounters. Look at this thing. This thing is enormous. I can do it. Oh, you can do it. Okay, great. I can still learn things. This is good. Good. Okay, Janelle, great. Well, then if I'll rely on you to make the polls, but I mean, if for whatever reason something happens and you can't figure it out, oh, we got a poll. How much do you love Natalie James? Is that even can I vote both of them? I'm gonna do 100%. Natalie's here? I think Janelle just did that. That's great. I kind of like, is that even a question? Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so hopefully I can bring this around. Okay, so let me explain how it works. So I'm basically going to read the adventure book, And it's going to basically just tell us what to do. It's all narrative, so you can see. Oh, by the way, this is going to be, and it was said on the story, on my stories, but this is going to be incredibly, yeah, Natalie's at her sister's house with the baby. This is going to be incredibly spoilerific. Okay, there's going to be lots of spoilers in here. So if you have role player adventures and you don't want this to be spoiled, I guess get the fuck out. I guess. But just so you know, because this is a narrative-driven game, so there's story moments in here, which I've heard are awesome. That's what I've heard. Now, I typically don't like narrative in games. This angle is working for me, right? Look at this fade in my hair. Oh my God, I'm sexy today. But anyway, so this, I've heard good things about the story in this game. I typically don't like stories in games, so we'll see how it works. So I'm pretty pumped. So this is going to direct us to the Book of Encounters, okay? Frequently. Whenever we have to do like a skill test or a skill check, this is where the role playery things happen. Do you see it? So I'm Tidepen James. Sunil Mosi is this guy's name. He's a Vargar. He's a Beastmaster. This might mean something to anybody who's played role player. I played role player once with Joe, and I owned it for a time and played it a little bit with Natalie and stuff, but it didn't really last. Oops. So you can see this is just a piece of paper that slots in the board. Okay. And so we're going to be changing these stats. We're going to be changing these stats throughout the game. My strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma start at these values, but they're going to change throughout the game. Okay. I just slid the character card. And class ability off the board. Okay, let me explain a little bit what's going to happen. So we're going to have to test skills. And this is where the role-playery stuff is going to come about. Okay, I'll explain how all this works as we go, but just so you know, a little overview. Other than that, I know nothing. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know how it's going to begin. I know nothing other than I have a tenuous grasp on the rules. But I'm to understand this game is going to basically tell us what we're doing the whole time. What am I doing with my arm? I can't stop. Hopefully it's not aggressive in some sort of offensive way. Yeah, my desk is messy. I know. I'm so sorry. Okay, what I'm missing stuff here. You've come across a tide pen. Pass. Leave the area. Oh man, that's so funny. Yes, spoiler alert. Yes, there are lots of spoilers. This whole thing is a spoiler. This gigantic game is a spoiler. But fuck it. Okay, we also have. So I have my hand of cards that I'm going to start with that are going to help us. Are going to help us with dice. And you guys will need to see that stuff to make some decisions. So we also have, this is like our mission sheet. Okay, this is going to keep track of everything. You can see there's a campaign track up top. So I guess there's 10 missions plus the finale. There's a death track right next to it that whenever if we become exhausted, we have to cross off one of those boxes and then read an entry. There's a mastery track, which is going to give us how we're going to up our attributes. Okay. Any experience we gain is going to go there in the XP box. Any titles that we gain. Oh shit, I need that pen. There it is. Okay. Any titles that we gain, we're going to write in that box. We have a play limit of 4. That's our cards. That's how many cards we're allowed to play. Like when we're fighting a monster. Or when we're trying to pass a skill check. We have a combat dice limit. That's when we're fighting monsters. Bonus play, we can use that. We can spend that 1 token to play another card. There's a rest token because we can rest. And there's favor tracks, Starlit Door favor tracks, and Dragool favor tracks that are kind of reminiscent of the King's Dilemma. Also, what I wanted to say, if your computers can handle it, Ben and M are streaming Gloomhaven right now. If you can set them up to multitask, you could do that. That'd be cool. Don't fucking leave my stream to go over there. But if you want to set it up for multitask, that'd be a cool extra one to do. So many things, yes. So I think we just get right into it. You guys ready to get right into it? Is that box packed or is it inefficient? If you're asking about the Role Player Adventures box, it's enormous and it's awesome. It's got really cool stuff. Everything's down here below me. So as soon as we need some of these so many things, we're going to, I will retrieve them down there. I'll try as best I can to show the camera everything that we need while we need it. This miniature represents us, our party, as we stand butt to butt, moon landing. Okay. And we're going to like walk this guy from location to location, sometimes having encounters, but all the times obeying what happens in the adventure book. All right, so I don't know what the hell the point of this adventure is, but here we go. We are, again, Sunil Mosey, the Tidepen James, the Vargar Beastmaster. We got a bunch of different cool stats, and we're going to start this off. So here we go. Oh, thanks for that link, Joe. If you want to multi-Twitch. Also, if you are doing that, Joe, can you put that link in their chat as well? Maybe that's uncouth. Is that uncouth? Maybe at least tell them that I said that I directed my chat to do that. I don't know. I'm trying to be a streamer, a friendly streamer. Okay, so here we are. Adventure 1, Battle at Black Lake by Reverse Me. Okay. So we had a couple setup things we had to do. The adventure map, it said place a battle at adventure map in the center of the table. That's this map here. Okay. We placed one experience, which are these blue cubes, at all of these locations. Every location gets an experience cube. Okay. We placed bonus play tokens on the party journal. The party journal is this sheet here down here. We got our hand of cards. Our class card is face up. We're going to use this. This is our class. We're a Beastmaster. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, it says reroll any number of purple dice or familiar dice in the dice pool. Okay. We can use that once. And then it goes away. LOL by Reverse Me. Thanks, Sam. We filled each row here with stamina cubes. These are stamina cubes, okay? That's something I can explain right before we begin, just so you have an understanding of how this game works. All these cubes next to our statistics, you can see if I have my strength is a 2, there's 2 cubes next to it. If my dex is a 1, there's 1 cube, and so on. And those are attributable to different colors. Those are going to equate to the dice. So a red die is a strength die. Okay? Yeah, no, I for sure, Joe. I can't, if I do that, I can't be by the microphone, you know what I mean? But yes, thank you. So these cubes, these fatigue cubes, are our health. We have 16 health. If there are ever 16 or more cubes in the fatigue box, we die. Okay. And a number of things cost fatigue, which again, we'll get into right now. Are you ready to play the battle at Black Lake? Only 45 minutes into the stream. Sorry, everybody. Here we go. Okay. Also, let me know if the music is off-putting or if it's getting in the way of this. So here we go. Your adventure begins. And remember, you guys are going to be doing all of the decision-making for me in this game, other than rolling the dice. I guess you could use a dice rolling app and just tell me what they were. No, we're not going to get that crazy. I'm going to roll the dice. Your adventure begins. Are you ready? Here we go. As a King's Guard soldier in the regiment of Commander Zaliak, a dark elf, you have fought a long war. The Dragool, a coalition of northern tribes, invaded Nalos, your homeland. After many battles, you have driven off their hordes, but rumors spread through the camp of a new Dragool plot. One night, you are summoned to Commander Zaliak's tent. This is sounding good already. This is just the This is what I chose for the narration voice. But yes, the voices are starting. One night you are summoned to Commander Zalek's tent, where you find him arguing over a map with General Grick, an orc. A gold coin marks the southern city of Sabek. A vial of elixir marks a swamp to the west. Guessing that's some of these things here. General Grick raises an eyebrow when you enter. So you're Zalek's best? He asks, looking you over skeptically. We have a special mission for you, but first a question of strategy. Zalek wants to take your regiment south to investigate a threat to the capital, says Grick, pointing to the coin. Then, pointing to the vial, I think we should push west and capture a powerful Dragool agent in the swamps. But what say you? All right, as sad as I to do it, I gotta sign off. Oh, bummer, you're missing the very first decision point, Chris. But have a good night, man. Have a good night. Okay, so we have our first decision point, okay? You can either side with General Grick, learning more about the Dragool plots, or side with Commander Zalek, investigating the threats to the capital. So, I'll read this one more time. General Grick raises an eyebrow when you enter. So you're Zalek's best? He asks, looking you over skeptically. We have a special mission for you, but first, a question of strategy. Zalek wants to take your regiment south to investigate a threat to the capital, pointing to the coin. Then the vial, but I think we should push west and capture a powerful Dragool agent in the swamps. What say you? So, do you want to side with Grick and learn more about the Dragool plots, or side with Commander Zalek investigating threats to the capital? Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, and the poll is already there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got 2 votes already. Okay, this is fucking sweet. What do we want to do, eh? Time's running out. Okay, we are siding with Commander Zalek, who wants to investigate threats to the capital. The people have spoken. No, I think that was fine. That was good. Yeah, that was good. Did you make it 90 seconds, Janelle? Oh my God, Wally will love this. Bring him in. Come on, Wally, get in here. Let's take a poll on whether we need a new poll. What's up, Mason Pierce? Sorry, it'll be better. Yeah, no, Janelle, don't worry. Yeah, for sure. We're figuring this out together. If Joe, it sounds like Joe wants, maybe if they want it to be a little bit more descriptive, I guess. And should we have it longer? That's fine. No, you're totally good. So okay, so General Grick wanted to learn about the Dragool plots. Commander Zalek, which is what we're doing, wants to investigate the threats to the capital. Sometimes I forget who I am. No, you're good, man. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're going to investigate threats to the capital. Are we ready? I'm going to get him involved in a minute. Pretty sure my kids have a stomach bug, so he's running to the store. Uh-oh, that's not cool. Okay, are you ready? You point to the coin, and General Grick pats you on the back with pity. Well, he says, good luck to you. He collects his vial of elixir and exits the tent. The action indicator below. Oh, so now we have to record the keyword Zalek. Okay, so what this does is, you can't see this. Let me get it on camera. So if anybody's played, this is kind of reminiscent, these keywords, of Forgotten Waters. So basically, I'm writing this keyword down. Okay. I just wrote the keyword Zalek. Okay, now other things in the story might give us a new decision point based on whether we chose Zalek or Grick. So later on, something might happen that says, if you have keyword Grick, then read this section. If you have keyword Zalek, read over here. Okay, so we already had our first choice. So here we go. All right. Okay, what is Zalek? What race is he? Did he tell us? a dark elf? Okay, I don't really know. He's going to sound a little more... Okay. Grick wouldn't hear my counsel, says Commander Zalek, and he won't hear yours either, but I'm glad to know I have your trust. Again, they're all British. As for your mission, leave now and travel due east until you reach a small enemy encampment. A special operative of King Terran will meet you there. Commander Zalek rolls up the map. You can keep the coin, he says. Gain 1 gold. Woohoo! Yeah! Goldenstern. Boom! We now have 8 gold. We started with 7 because we're in a single player game. We're going to be able to buy cards for our deck with that gold at some point. We start with a hand of cards, but there are a ton of these. Trait cards, armor cards, skill cards, scroll, armor, and weapons. Okay. And there's a deck for each of those. And I think at the end of the mission, or at some point during the mission, we're going to be able to go to a market and buy more of these cards. When he gets here, I might have to ask you to give a quick synopsis of what's happened so far, because I really am a bit challenged with these narrative things. I agree with you. I'm the same way. I'm sure somebody here is already knowing what we're doing. But here we go. Let's keep going. This already seems super fun. Awesome, Mason Pierce. I'm glad you like it. Okay, so we got a gold. You make haste under a crescent moon, crossing burnt and abandoned farmland into open prairie. At the top of a bluff, you look out over a dark lake to a wooden outpost. Place your party marker at location A. Okay, so we're right there. So this is the map here. Read entry A. Okay, so Borland Prairie. Action indicators are always red. Okay, so this is kind of like tutorializing us as well. Is that a word? It's a word now. Action indicators are always red and resolved in order. Okay, top to bottom, right. Okay. If there is no XP at this location, read this thing. Otherwise, collect the XP and continue reading. There is an XP here because our first time being here. So we have an experience point that goes into our XP. Again, you can do a lot of different things with this XP. Gaining mastery, gaining health, upping the play limit, upping the bonus play limit, upping combat dice, all that kind of stuff you can do. Okay, so here we go. As you look out over the lake, a voice calls from a thicket behind you. Care to join me? You turn to discover a friendly halfling roasting apples and hares by his fire. You look like you could use a meal. You disregard the halfling, and he chuckles, then stands to salute you. Tarek Nowlin, special operative of King Terran, confidant of the immortal knight and bearer of bad news and terrible secrets. Now come, eat and rest, for we have hard work ahead of us. As you eat, Tarek speaks in a hushed voice. This lake below is dark, for the Dragool filled it with the blood and ashes of their dead. Our mission is to secure the outpost. The northern shore is guarded by an encampment of goblins, weak, but many. Gnolls stand watch to the south. We need to eliminate both camps, so take your pick. You go one way, and I'll go the other. Burn down their camp to signal your progress. I'll do the same. Tarek pulls something from his pack and tosses it to you. We'll need this at the gate. Ooh, reveal discovery card 65. Oh, he just tossed us a discovery card. Ha ha! Okay, so I got these cards here that we're not allowed to look at. There's a discovery deck that I'm getting right now. And we're about to get discovery card 65. Is that what I said? 65? I think so. We're not allowed to look at them. So you can see. So we're going to go through until we find 65. Nice. A bluestone fireball. Come on down. Okay. That's a discovery card. Okay, cool. Very cool, very cool. Okay, that's good. I had a lot of that in college. Bluestone Fireball. Nice, nice, nice. So close to 69, says Kim. Yep, I know. Ah, wouldn't that have been amazing? Cool, okay. This card number 65, we're gonna use that later. Okay, great. If we ever wanna use that, we're basically gonna go to the location that we're at plus the number of that card. So if we're at location A right now, we would go to A65, read what it says, okay? Just so you know. Oh, you have to place a stamina into your fatigue box. Ooh, okay. Okay, so now we can use an item. So we can use that item we just got, although we probably don't need to use it, right? Because we probably need to use it when we go north or south. So now we can move to another location. So Janelle, if you can get a poll going that says, should we go to the Goblin camp up north or the Knoll camp down south? And that's the poll we need. That's the poll we need. Your stream is more delayed than everyone else's? Oh, that's weird. Try to refresh it, Amanda. Maybe refresh the stream. Yeah, so should we go north to the Goblin camp or south to the Knoll camp? We gotta fucking destroy one of these anyway. Should I be allowed to vote too? Or should I not? You guys tell me. I don't have to vote. Maybe I shouldn't vote. Goblin up north, the other thing down south. Yeah, a knoll. G-N-O-L-L. I'm not sure what a knoll is, but we might find out soon. Oh, ooh, ooh. Nothing that can't be solved with a poll. Exactly. Try defragging the... What's up, Jeff? Yeah, exactly. You defrag the hard drive and everything's cool. Right, I'm the tiebreaker. That's true. I can't vote. I can't vote if I'm the tiebreaker. Good call. Is there a way to refresh on the app? I don't know. I don't know. Gnolls are one of the younger races of Lordarion. Indigenous to both the Alterac Mountains and the Redridge Range far to the south, these hyena-like humanoids are extremely aggressive and often found quarreling amongst themselves. Thank you. Didn't tell me... oh, they're a hyena-like. Okay. So we are going to the Gnolls down south. Joe, you got what you wanted, man. 5-2. 71% says let's go down south. Dan knows what a knoll is, and he's never felt nerdier in his life. Close the app and restart. I just had to do it too. Yeah, I think if you refresh, it should fix the issues you're having with the lag. Also, female hyenas have a pseudo-penis that they give birth through. Ooh, interesting. Okay, we're going down south, huh? Okay. So move to another location. Okay. So here's what happens. So as we move, we cross an encounter token, and we have an encounter. Encounter 1. So we pause everything and have an encounter. Okay, so how do I do that? Oh, in the Book of Encounters, probably. Oh, let's go to the Book of Encounters for the first time. Oh, I'm so excited. Here's the Book of Encounters. Look at this thing. Look at this evil looking fuckers. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Girls, what's my weakness, men? Hey. All right. Adventure 1. Now that you found the entry that matches your encounter token, remove that token from the adventure map and return it to the box. Okay, so we have adventure token 1. And it's going back to the bitch box. Okay, here we go. Now we read. And we're going to have a decision point for you. You freeze in place when you hear a sound ahead of you on the trail. Quietly creeping into cover, you look ahead and spy a 6-limbed insectoid sentry pacing back and forth across the trail. And there's a picture of him. 2 sets of arms each hold a short bow, with an arrow notched and ready. It seems that you'll have to deal with this sentry if you wish to take the camp by surprise. So, here is our next decision. Janelle, if you can be ready with a poll, please, that would be fantastic. Do we sneak around the sentry? Or do we wrestle him to the ground and knock him out? Do we want to sneak around the sentry? What would Sunil Mosey do? He looks pretty sneaky, doesn't he? All right, peoples, I'm signing out. Have fun. Thanks, Allison. Thanks for hanging out. That looks like my cousin Brad, the insectoid. That's funny. Yes, okay. What are we doing? Sneaking around the sentry or wrestling him to the ground, knocking him out? Ooh, I might have to take my first... Oh, man, am I going to have to break my first tie? What is your character good for? Okay. Nothing. Here's my character stats. It's kind of well-rounded. He's just not very intelligent. But he's not super awesome in anything, but he's also not super bad at anything. I kind of picked him randomly, just based on... So, ooh, okay, so we're sneaking around. Okay. We are not engaging in this, in Mason Pierce's cousin, or whatever he said it was. Amanda says, I don't see why you wouldn't vote. Well, because my vote will break the tie. And yeah, I mean, if I really want to do something, fuck it, it's my game. Okay, no, but I'm going with you guys, okay? So you want to sneak around the sentry. So we're going to have our first skill check. So we're going to read Adventure 1-3, and it's going to test our dexterity and our wisdom. Adventure 1-3, okay. Here we go. You move forward quickly and silently, staying downwind from the insectoid sentry while his attention is elsewhere. Having left the trail, however, you must pass through dry brush without making a sound. We are attempting a stealth skill check. Okay, so let's get our skill book out. Now, this skill book here has all of our skills. So we're looking for stealth. This is in alphabetical order here. So if I don't know anything about letters, stealth is kind of close to the back. All right, here we go. Okay, so you can see that there. It's a stealth 1 check, okay? This is the first column. We're only concerned with this column. Okay. So what you might not be able to see from far away there is this stealth check is only concerned with dexterity and wisdom. Okay, so the dice on here are black and white. Okay, we need a black 2, we need a white 1, and we need a 6 that's either black or white. Regardless if we pass or fail this skill check, whichever dice we have that are above those blue experience cubes will grant us experience. Okay, we're gonna make all kinds of sounds. Shit, do we bring the pots and pans and wooden spoons? No, we're gonna do this. We got this. We got it, babies. We're gonna be able to use our cards and all that kind of good stuff. All right, so let's talk about how we go through this skill check. So let's look at, oops. So you can see right there. Oh, you can't because I just took it away from you. It says for a level 1 skill check, the dice limit is 4. So we are gonna have 4 dice we're gonna be able to use for these, for this skill check. Now, there's a bag with which we're going to draw these dice from. There's 36 dice in here, right? And the dice are of 6 different colors. Okay, Wally's here. What's up, Wally? The odds are bad. Now, we just blindly draw 4 dice from the bag, hoping that they're black and white, and hoping that they are those at least values or they're exact values? They're exact values, like the values in One Deck Dungeon at times. Okay, so we're gonna have to draw 4 dice from the bag. Hopefully we get black and white ones. Hopefully we roll the right thing. However, before we start this, we can choose to spend fatigue. We have 2 wisdom cubes and 1 dexterity cube. at a cost of 1 cube per. Of these 4 dice we're going to pull from the bag, I could spend a wisdom cube, sliding it over to the fatigue, which is really 1 damage to me, to pull a white die from the bag. Okay, that's what this cube does for me here. Likewise, I could do another one, pull 2 white cubes and a black cube. I say cube, dice. Pull a black dice, right? So you guys are going to have to decide how many of these cubes I want to use. So Janelle has a poll up right now that says, should we waste our stuff on this or should we save it for a worse fate? We're going to also need to, so we should, I mean, I would say we should probably use something. Because if we succeed, there's something to read. If we fail, there's something to read. What's up, Wally? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. I feel like a failure in the first encounter can't be that damaging. Wouldn't it be so fun to win every encounter and never lose? Or is that like that episode of Futurama where he's like, wait a minute, a casino where I'm always winning? I'm in hell. We don't have to spend them all. We can spend, you know, so everybody's wanting to save it for a worse fate. So we're not going to use any. We're just going to random. So, okay. After we get the dice that we need, we can then use cards to modify the dice. Okay. Up to and including our Beastmaster die. Our card. All right. So let's talk about what we have. We have a glaive that takes a purple die and ups its value by 1 or lowers it by 1. And we're allowed to play up to 4 cards for this encounter. If it has this symbol in the top left of it, that like little arrow symbol, it goes into this spent area on our board and we can't use it. We can't get it back until we refresh. All other cards that don't have that symbol in the top left just get discarded. And then after the encounter's over, we will get them all back. Okay. But let's see, we also have the Runic Bracelet that says play any number of additional runic armor cards. These do not count against the play limit. Oh, I'm sorry. So what this does is lets you re-roll a die or up or lower a die by 1 to any red die. Okay, that's what the Runic Bracelet does. We have a card that says Restore, which changes any die, it looks like, to a 2. We have a card called Concentrate, which changes a 4 to either a 2 or a 6, which could be very helpful for us here. We have the Leather Gloves, which lets you re-roll a black or a purple die. We have a card that says Courageous, which is turn any die into either a green or a purple. And we have a great card here called Fearless, which a 1 or a 2 can be any color. Okay. So we are going to save stuff for a worse fate. Now, we don't have to use all of it. Yeah, so you're not really burning through them. You're just playing them at every encounter if you need to. And it's just if they have that little arrow in the top left, they get spent until you rest. There's an action called rest, but it doesn't happen all the time. And so you won't have access to those cards until you rest. All the other cards you can use every encounter. Okay. So knowing that, should we spend, I feel like we should spend at least 1 cube or something. No, should we not? Do you really not want to spend any cubes? Should I just, I'm just blindly drawing from the bag? Oh, the deranged cousin Brad. Is he single? Oh, man. Still don't really know what's going on. Okay, well, what's happening is we're trying to pass this. We're trying to sneak around this, around cousin Brad. We're trying to sneak around Brad. And we have to succeed, we have to get a black 2, a white 1, and either a black or white 6. We're drawing from the bag to get dice, but we can modify those dice, or we can modify the pull if we spend these fatigue cubes. That's what's going on. That's what we're doing right now. We need to spend a cube. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, okay. Janelle, can you put another poll up for me? Can you say how many cubes should we spend? 0, 1, or 2? I'm sorry. 0, 1, 2, or 3? 0, 1, 2, or 3. That's what maybe we should have done this the first time, I guess. There it is. All right, the poll is active. Should we spend 0 cubes, 1 cubes, 2 cubes, 3 cubes? And then if it's 1, I'm going to spend one of our white ones. We won't do another poll for that. I'll just do that. Okay. Sorry. Wally just got home and I missed that. Yep. Totally cool. No worries. No worries. No worries. Ooh, 5 votes for 1, 1 vote for 0. Looks like so far 1 vote is winning it. Oh, I'm excited about this skill check. And I wonder if we can use our cards to help us here. We have one pretty sweet card that I think is going to work, hopefully. Okay, so it looks like 5-1. It's going to win. Wow, that's a long 90 seconds, huh? All right. Minute 30 might be long. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there must be 6 people voting because no one's voted in a while. Okay, so we are going to spend 1 cube. Okay, so I'm going to... Oh, I don't have a 90-second option. Oh, I see. Okay. It's only increment. Oh, so it's 2 minutes then. Okay, got it. Okay, so we're going to spend 1 wisdom cube into our fatigue to pull 1 white die from the bag. Okay. And then I'm going to randomly pull 3 more. Okay, here's what we got. Oh, boy. Oh, we got a black die. Oh, great. And a purple die. Okay, that's kind of good. Okay. Oh, I wish I didn't have to roll them. Okay, so now I'm going to roll them and we're going to see what happens. Okay, here we go. Do we manage to sneak around this insectoid? Okay. Okay, this isn't bad, right? It's not great, but it's not bad. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we got the 6. So we can do that. We need this to be a 2. I don't know if I have anything now for... We'll look at our cards in a second, see what we can do. If we could change this 1 into any color, we could at least put it there. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. So, and remember, we have our class ability that will exhaust if we use it, which says reroll any number of purple dice in the dice pool. I don't know that we need to do that yet, but let's see what cards we have. So we do have this card, Fearless. Now, it would be spent. It would have to rest to get it back, but it says turn any 1 or a 2 into any color. So we could turn this blue 1 into the white 1 that we need. Do we have a way to modify our black die down? I think we do. Don't we have one that goes down 1? Oh, it's a red or a purple die. Oh, darn it. It's our other really good card, but this is make any die a 2. So we could use both of these. There are good cards, but I'm going to guess we'll rest sooner than later. I don't know. I have no idea. We could use both those cards and then we would pass the skill check. Oh, maybe here's something we do first. So, oops. Uh-oh. So let's play the Fearless card, turning the blue 1 into white 1. So let's use that one. And then let's first use the leather gloves. This one just gets discarded. We don't have to exhaust it. And so we can re-roll a black die. So we could, because we have another card called Concentrate, which turns a die into a 2 if it's a 4. So we re-roll the black die. We try to get a 4 or a 2, and we see what happens. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to discard the leather gloves, and I'm going to re-roll our black die. Hey, look at that. Look at that. 216. Boom! Let's go! Hype, 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 hype! Hype, hype! Was there anything else I could do with that 1? So I could turn it into a green or a purple. I think that's all. I think that's the best. Okay, cool. That's good. Okay. Hooray. We have successfully sneaked. Yeah. Okay, good. So that's how the skill checks work. Okay. Combat works almost exactly the same way. So we're going to be fighting monsters, and it works almost exactly the same way. Okay, cool. So that happens. So the encounter ends. We collect 2 experience points for both those dice. What? We have 3. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Okay, these dice all get wiped. Everything goes back to the bag. We'll put our skill book away. You can't see this, but the leather gloves go back into our deck, into our hand. The Fearless card that we used is now exhausted for now. It's spent. So we can't use that again until we rest. Okay. So that was awesome. So we won. So now we passed. So you sneak around the sentry. We did it. We snuck around him. Are all the possible actions in that nifty flip book? Yes. Yep. Every single potential thing that we might encounter for a skill check is all in this book, which is super cool. And I have a deck of monster cards down here, which we'll use. Okay, so we have to go to Adventure 1-7 because we successfully snuck against Cousin Brad. 1-7. Gosh, can you imagine? I know. The amount of... Man, James Ryan has got a lot on me. With care and guile, you manage to sneak past the insectoid sentry undetected. You hope that the rogue is having as much luck on his side of the lake. Right, so that guy, the halfling guy, is at the top on the goblin side, and, you know, we're trying to both fuck up these camps, which is cool. It sounds like spreadsheets, and that sounds like fun. If I did the art, it would be very different, though. Yeah, same here. Okay, so we record the keyword clear. Okay, so we have another keyword. So we have Zalek and... Oops, sorry. We have Zalek and clear. This is an erasable pen. Just so you know. Okay. Okay, we recorded the keyword clear. Tarek is handling his side of the lake. Remove the other encounter token from the adventure map and return it. Oh, okay, so we won't have this adventure. Or this encounter token. And continue to 114. Okay, so we keep going. The story advances. Are you ready? Yep. Before heading forward to the camp, you take a moment to catch your breath. The crescent moon reflects eerily off the glassy black surface of the water. Ah, we're resting. Okay. TV time. Later, everyone. Have fun. Thanks, Joe. See you, man. Hope you had a good time. Okay, so we are going to rest. So it looks like, again, it's tutorializing us. It's taking us through what we do. Okay, so we're going to rest. So we don't have to make a decision here. The question marks are we can do either one, but we're going to rest because we have stuff to do. So here's how resting works. Is there a resting card here? Let's see. Or does it only say... That's fine. Okay. So here's how resting works. So first we are going to get this card back that we spent. So this is now back into our deck, so that's good news. Now we have to spend at least 1 XP to rest. We can spend more XP, and the more XP we spend, the more dice we get. Why does that matter? I'll explain in a moment. No, I'll explain it now. Fuck it. So we're going to spend 1 XP, and I'll tell you why. We don't need to spend more than this, because now you take a number of dice from the bag based on how much XP you spent. In this instance, 1. Doesn't matter what color it is. And you're going to roll them all, okay? So I rolled a 1. That number is how much fatigue you put back, you remove from your fatigue thing. So it's essentially healing you, okay? So we're healing ourselves. So we are no longer fatigued. Okay, that's awesome. I rolled a 1, which is crazy, but that's good. Yeah, so if I had a bunch of fatigue in here, later in the game, there's going to be instances we're going to have a bunch of fatigue in here. You know, that's going to be a decision point where we're going to be like, how much do we want to spend some XP to try to get, our health back down to, what it is. So then the last thing we do is we refill these meters with our cubes so we can once again use them. I think that's everything that you do when you rest. Oh, I gotta flip the rest token. Because you can't just continually rest. You can only rest once. The rest token only flips when you fight or when you have an encounter. But let me just make sure that there's nothing else to do when we rest, because I'm pretty sure that's it. And then we'll move on. Resting. Okay. Spend 1 or more XP. You return the spent XP to the supply. We did that. Each player draws dice from the dice bag equal to the amount of XP spent. We did that. Each player rolls their dice and puts their fatigue back into the... Okay. And then puts the dice back in the bag. Okay, I'll do that. Each player fills their attribute rows up to their attribute score. We did that. Each player whose class card is face down. Oh yeah, if we had used this class card, it would have been turned face up. Each player returns all bonus tokens from their fatigue box to the bonus. Okay, so we didn't use this bonus play marker. Had we used it to play more cards than we needed to, we only used 2 cards, and so that was not up to our limit of 4, so that was fine. But if we wanted to use 5 cards, we could have spent this, and it would have gone in here. And then resting puts this back. Okay, but we didn't do that. Each player returns all cards from their spent space to their hand. We did that. And then flip it face down. Okay, perfect. So we rested. Good for us. Man, are we cool. It's a real quick Sour Patch break. I'm just going to have a Sour Patch Kid. What does everybody think of this so far? Is this fun? Is this fun doing this on stream? Hey, what's up, Sam? Everybody give it up for Sam McMeeple. The reason I have this game. Sour Patch Rest Sesh. That's awesome, and you're awesome. All right, Sam, here's what I am. I am this guy. A Vargar Beastmaster. Okay. What is up, Michaela? Hey, girl. I've heard that this is your favorite game in 2021, and it's the reason it's in my collection right now, because of you and Sam. You guys are awesome. And I'm having a lot of fun with this so far. So hopefully everyone else is too. So what we're doing, you guys, this is cool on stream. I like Indivo. Okay, great. Good. I'm happy about that. So yeah, I'm basically having chat make all the decisions for me. Okay, so Janelle is creating polls for every decision point that happens. If there's a tie, I break the tie. And then we just I read everything, obviously, in my crazy voices, and we play along. So we just passed our first skill check. We snuck past this insectoid successfully, and we just rested now. So we are now moving on to the next location on your path. Oh, right. So we were... Oh, was that just our encounter? Holy hell. So we're now at the Knoll camp. All of that was just this encounter. Wow. So now we go back. Wow, that was a lot. I'm surprised. That's shocking. Okay, so we're back in our book here. So now we are at the Knoll Camp C. Right? All right, let's do it. Yay, 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 yay. That's very fun, very interactive. Yeah, so if you guys are going to stick around, I think Sam said either you had stuff to do or maybe you're back from doing stuff. I can't remember. Then if you want to hang out for a little bit and help make some decisions, that'd be super fun. I would love to have you stick around. All right, so here we go. Keyword. Oh, we got some keyword checks. If there is no XP at this location, it wants us to read a certain area. Otherwise, collect the XP. Okay, so we're collecting the XP because this is the first time we've arrived at Knoll Camp, so we're going to take the experience. Boop. Okay. No, we just finished D&D, so we can hang for a bit before bed. Boom! That's awesome. Okay, cool. How was D&D? Did you guys have a good session? Does Sam DM? Another Sour Patch break right quick. Damn, these are good. And the cool thing is, so I'm in a weight loss challenge right now and a step challenge. These are 110 calories for 12. I can't eat more than 6 of them before my whole entire mouth gets cut from them. So it kind of works itself out there. Okay. So now it says, if you have keyword goblin, remember we have keywords here that we wrote down earlier, right? We have Zalek and clear. Okay, we do not have keyword goblin. If you have keyword alarm, nope, we do not have keyword alarm. If you have keyword clear, we do have keyword clear. We are going to continue reading with keyword clear. It was good. Our friend Ryan DMs, but it's a group of 5 of us. We've never done a campaign before, so it's been a fun experience. Oh, that's cool. So you've just done one-shots before? Sorry, there's Sour Patch Kids are kind of giving me a little lisp. So sour. Just getting lispy. Ugh. We created a meat shield out of rat dogs to escape a sewage pipe, so D&D was eventful. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. Moving on. From keyword clear. 3 dog-faced creatures huddle around a single campfire. You approach downwind, but smell no roasting meat. A hungry gnoll is a vicious foe, so you approach from behind, in the space of their own shadows. Your iron strikes one down and then another before the last can get to her feet. She snarls at you and pulls a burning branch from the fire, waving it wildly to defend herself. Oh, we're fighting. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we are fighting a cornered gnoll, okay, which is card 21. Oh, we get to fight. You guys came at a cool time. Here we go. So just like those other decks, the discovery decks, we also have an enemy deck. So we're looking for the gnoll, and that's 21. Okay. There it is. And he's cornered. He's a cornered gnoll, because I just fucking killed 2 of his compatriots and cornered his ass. So I have to find the cornered modifier card. In our modifier deck, which thankfully is in alphabetical order. There she be. At the start of this skill check or each round, I'll just read it. At the start of this skill check or each round of this combat, add a random die to the dice pool. Oh, this does not count against the dice limit. Oh, sweet. So, wow, we're going to get 4 dice to roll. Well, I'm not going to spoil things. Okay. So we're fighting this cornered gnoll. So I need, what do I need? This thing. Okay. So, you can kind of see, let me explain this a little bit. This kind of works works very similar to the skill check. Okay. You can see there's 3 dice we need. We need a green 1, a white 2, and either a red or a blue 2. Okay. We have 3 rounds with which to fight him before we die. We're going to roll our combat limit, which you can see is 3. However, he's cornered, which we just learned means that at the start of this skill check or each round of this combat, okay, which is combat, it's not a skill check, it's combat, add a random die to the dice pool. So we get we're going to have a 4th die because of this cornered ability. Once we resolve our dice, if he has not, do you get the cornered advantage or the, oh, I get the cornered advantage. So because he's cornered, it's advantageous for me. Right? That's the way the game thematically is showing my advantage. By giving me an extra die because I've got him cornered. He does not roll dice. So what I was going to say next is you can see these red spots underneath the dice. Okay. That's the fatigue damage he's going to do back to me. So we're going to roll these 4 dice. Okay. And once we roll these 4 dice and resolve them, if we have killed him, he's dead and we get to collect the XP. Okay. If he's not dead by the first time, if he has any dice left open, we have to suffer a penalty of the red number in any of the open spaces. Okay? We also have to suffer the penalty of what round we're fighting. So let's say we cover the 2 and the 2 here in the first round, and we leave this one uncovered. We would take 3 fatigue damage, which we would just put in our fatigue box. Okay. And then we'd have to take 1 more fatigue damage going into the second round. Then if we still couldn't get that green 1 in the second round, we would take 3 more fatigue damage from him, plus we would lose an experience. And then if we still can't beat him by the end of the third thing, we still can't get that 1 by the end of the third round, then we have lost the encounter. And we'll read the lose encounter stuff. Again, regardless of whether we win or lose, we get the XP that is on any of the dice that we covered up. Hopefully that makes sense. Here we go. Okay. So you guys are going to have to make a decision again. So we're in the first round. Can we just choke him out UFC style? I've tried that. We did that to his buddies. We UFC choked his buddies. Although I grabbed the wrong head on the first buddy. And so we had a little fun at first, but then I like Black Widowed him. And after we fucked, I was just like, ha! Or was it, is it Black Widows that do that? Or is it Praying Mantis? I Praying Mantised him. I pulled his head and then I just snapped his neck at the end. After he finished, of course. I was polite. Okay. So, just like in the skill test, we can spend these cubes to pull colored dice from the bag, okay? Because he's cornered, just like the skill check, we're getting 4 dice. Although, one thing I don't know. Sam, maybe you can help me here. Does the corner die have to be random? Or am I allowed to spend a cube for that 4th die as well? Dan says, we are going to roll out, and I wish I had some Sour Patch Kids right now for early bed. Tomorrow is prep for the trip. Understood. We have a lot of prep to do as well. Getting ready for you guys. All right, man. Have a good one, Dan. Thanks for hanging. We will see you very, very soon. Yeah, we are way behind now. Oh, Janelle, I know. It sucks that it's possible you might not even be able to go. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. But yeah, Sam or Michaela, if either of you guys know, I'm not sure if we're allowed to take the die on that, but we'll just say you can. Janelle, if you can put a pull up in the chat. Always good time with you peeps. Today worked sucked, so this was a nice time. Good, man. I'm sorry work sucked for you. I really am. That sucks. I believe it's a random die. We've never maxed out spending experience on choosing all the colors, so we can't confirm. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. We'll play it that way. So Janelle, if you could put a poll in the chat of 0, 1, 2, or 3 cubes to spend. I assume it's fine to spend stuff on their dice. Yeah, maybe you're right. But again, I don't think anyone's going to vote for 4. So let's put a poll up for 0, 1, 2, or 3. Or 4. Okay, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can. We got leather gloves. We got courageous. Restore. Concentrate. Runic Bracelet. Glaive. And Fearless. Okie dokie dokie. Let's see, what do we got? So 2 is the... 2. Hey! What's up, girl? What's up, girlfriend? Oh no, he took it off? Oh, that's weird. Ooh, looks like 2 is what we're gonna do. Oh, you missed a Zoom meeting? Oh no, it's going great. Yeah, we got 3 votes for using 2 cubes. Okay, cool. I believe it's a random die. Okay, we said that. Those are really nice cards. Oh, are they? Cool. Okay, good. Oh shoot, you missed Zoom meeting, especially for handling the 2s this combat. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys are here to help out. Yeah, Natalie's here. Hi, Natalie. All right, 2 cubes. We're gonna spend 2 cubes. Michaela says hello. Amanda says hello, and Sam says hi, Nang. You want to give him a?
Hey guys. Guess what? I have some news.
Okay. You want to say it into the microphone?
What?
You want to say it into the microphone?
Oh, sure. Frankie asked me to be the godmother to Peyton.
Oh shit! Just you, huh? We're not the godparents?
Well, like, I'm godmother and his brother's the godfather.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with, like, if something happens to them?
I don't really know.
Because there's, like, 2 things. There's, like, one of them is, like, you're agreeing to raise the child with, like, religion or something like that. And the other one is, like, if you die, I take them. So it can't be the take them one, although I'd be surprised if it's the religion one too, because...
No, they're not religious.
And neither are you.
Well, it's not, they're like, we're not having like a ceremony or anything, so I don't know if it's like the back
It's probably just title, right?
It kind of was like, we kind of want to pick like 2 people to be like that special, you know, like extra
Yeah,
special.
like it's your... Yeah, right, so it's more like title only.
Yeah. But I will take that baby. Oh my god. So cute.
That's awesome. Well, you're not raising the baby with some other dude, okay? That's just not happening.
No.
Guide them in life.
But he so cute. It's so hard to see.
I know. Okay, so we're picking 2 cubes. Okay, so what cubes should we select? We have 1 green. We have 2 red. We have no blue. And we have 2 white. Well-deserved role, says Sam. Yes, I agree. Natalie's the perfect woman for the job. To guide someone through life. That's what she does with me all the time. I don't really know. Clarification might be needed. Yeah. What do you expect me to do? What is my role here? Okay. So let's see. What cubes should we spend? Well, we have cards that might let us pull. We can turn any die into a green. So maybe we don't need to spend a green. Restore, I think, does this turn any die into a 2? We have a god baby and we take him if something happens. Yeah, right. That's kind of what I assumed at first, but then when I'm not the godfather, which is a big mistake, I figured that's probably not what's happening. Concentrate can turn a 4 into a 2, so if we roll a 4, that's good. Runic Bracelet only affects red dice, so maybe we use a red die cube. Oh, you add a random die and make it a 2. That's what the plus is for. Oh, wow, that's great. Oh, wow, that's cool. Even if it's above your combat dice limit? Okay. I say we add a red cube. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we'll add a red cube and I guess a white cube, yeah? Let's do a red cube and a white cube. So we're going to pull out. The pull-out method is the best. Where's the bitch bag? Here it is. So we're going to pull a red die and a white die. Especially for those fights when you need to cover like 6 to 7 spots, it comes in handy to have cards that let you pull more. That's very good call. That's awesome. Okay. So now we're going to randomly pull 2 more bitches from the bitch bag and see what we can come up with. Oh man, I'm nervous. But I think we might have some cool cards to help out. Hopefully I roll like shit, like normally. Okay, here we go. 2 more dice. First die is green. And the second one is purple. Okay. All right, let's roll these bitches, huh? Shall we? Let's roll them, Tide Pen James. All right, 4, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Bingo, bango. We rolled the green 1. That red 4, I think we can make it a 2. With this. So let's potentially do that. And then how do we get that white 5, or how do we turn that purple die into a white die? Fearless would do it. Fearless would do it. So this is less, so it's pull a random. That's why, okay, that's what the question mark is. Okay, pull a random, make it a 2. So if it's not white, that would really suck. All right, so then should we use Fearless, guys? I kind of think we should use it. Right? I kind of think we should use it. What do you think? Should we use that or is there something else? I agree. Okay, cool. Okay, yes, we have yeses. Just so you know, this is the one that is going to get spent, so we're not going to have it until we rest. I know Michaela knows that, but just so you know, Amanda. All right, I'm doing it anyway. Okay. So, well, if that's the case, we just bopped him on the head. Picking up all the field mice is what we did. I mean, it stands to reason this would have been an easy fight. We beat the shit out of the other 2, like before we even had to have a combat thing. So this is awesome. So nothing bad happens to us. So this is the end of the combat. We collect these 2 experience points. Blop, blop. Right? Everything gets wiped and returned to the bag. Sam and Michaela, let me know if I'm doing something wrong, by the way, if I'm doing things out of order or what. Okay, this goes here. Also, you're not playing legendary mode, right? No, I'm on the wussiest mode of all time. Although I don't know anything where I've had to select a difficulty level. But if I do, it's going to be a wussy mode. Okay, so I return concentrate to my hand. But fearless stays in my spent area. I'm going to return these to their decks real quick. And then we'll move on. All right, we're cornered. Cornered turned out to be awesome. That extra die could have made all the difference, you know? Okay, ready to move on. That's fine. That's what we did for our first playthrough too, but yeah, we'll let you know if you forget it. Okay, cool, thanks. Okay. So... where was I? Oh, right here. Okay. Victory! Oh, don't we also in a victory? Don't we get to refresh our? I think we get to refresh our rest marker. I think that happens when after you fight. Right, our rest token gets refreshed. Can you confirm or deny? Mika Meeples. Bingo. Okay, cool. You drive her away from the camp. We drove her away. Oh, I thought we bopped her on the... yeah, we bopped her on the head like the little field mouse she was. So we're going to go to C3. Here we go. The gnolls retreat from your blades and flee back towards their homeland in the north. As they run, you set fire to their tents. Oh, that's mean. By the light of their burning camp, you find something the cowards left behind. Reveal Discovery Card 86! We're back to the Discovery deck. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right, here we go. 86. Oh, bitch. A couple of bitches in the bitch bag. 86. Oh, let's look at it together. Oh, man. I mean, I don't care. Who cares? Whatever. This is stupid. Here we go. It's a Lodestone Pendant, as is tradition. So we now have... a Bluestone Fireball and a Lodestone Pendant. Interesting. You can also combine items. So if we get like a choice that has us use an item, we could use both of these together. I don't know if that would do anything, but it's just something we're allowed to do. Okay. So that was C3. Oh, we also record the keyword gnoll. So we have another keyword. So now we have Zalek, Clear, and Gnoll. Okay, I kind of combined capital and non-capital, but what are you going to do? Non-capital, that's a technical term. Oh, sadly, I've got to go to bed, but this has been really fun. Good luck on the mission. Thanks, Sam. Have a good night. Have a good night. You're awesome, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much for earlier. Okay. So let's see what happens. Another fire rises from across the lake. You trust that Tarek is making good progress and will meet you at the fortified gate ahead. Right, because we sent Tarek and that halfling went up, right? Ooh, so we have 3 options. We can use an item, or we can rest, or we can move to another location. I think we can do all of these. That's actually another... I guess that's another question for Sam and Michaela. Do we have to pick one of them? Because I'm guessing after we use the item, we can still move. Like, are we allowed to do any and all of those? That's the question I'd want to know. That is my question for you. Mon frère. Mon cher. Okay, I'm not sure if you heard or not. Am I allowed to do all of them? Whatever, let's do them all. Let's do them all until you tell me otherwise. So let's use an item, shall we? Okay, Janelle. In the can you make a poll that says, should we use... Oh, exactly as you said. You could rest and then use an item and then move, or use 2 items, then rest and then move. But if you move, you're locking yourself into the next encounter or location. Right, okay. And I'm also right to assume, I'm pretty sure you can only use like 1 item 1 time. Like I couldn't use the Lodestone Pendant as an item, and if it gave me like, you know, an uptick in health, I couldn't just use it again right then. Right, okay. Okay, so can you get a poll in the chat, Janelle, that says, should we use 1 items, 2 items, or 0 items? 0 items, 1 item, or 2 items? And then you can make it a short poll. Well, whatever. It's fine. It's fine if it's fine. No worries at all. It'll tell you in the outcome of its. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm wrong about that. Okay. 0, 1, or 2. Yeah, let's see what we're gonna use. Ooh, we have one for 0. Someone does not want us to use an item. Oh, I need a Sour Patch Kid to contemplate this. No, you're fine, Janelle. You had made it before I even said. So it's all good. You guys, I can't believe I'm 1754 in puzzles and chess. It's crazy. That's my highest by far. Okay. Ooh, it's 50-50. Oh, it looks like we're going to use 1. Oh, baby. And then we'll have one more quick poll right after that. I don't know what we're using items for. Neither do I. I don't know. We're just going to see what happens. All right, we're using 1 item. Okay, so now we need another really quick poll, Janelle. Do we want to use the fireball or the pendant? The fireball or the pendant? If you can make that like a really quick poll. The fireball or the pendant? So, oh, Michaela says, "Oh, thank you for being there to answer, Michaela, when we have questions." Because so Sam and Michaela have played through this several times, I think. Sometimes you get flavor text, sometimes you get experience, sometimes gold, sometimes treasure. It's fun sometimes to try combos because you don't always know the outcome of using them. Oh, okay, that's awesome. Oh, let me get rid of that poll. Yeah, if you can make a poll and just say fireball or pendant, which one should we use? Because we're using one of them. Oh, there's a fatigue cost? Oh, I see that. The pendant has 0 fatigue. The fireball has 1. Okay. Do we just take that from the general supply and put it in our fatigue? Oh, you're on adventure 10 of your first playthrough. Okay, I gotcha. Cool. Okay, so the pendant has a 0 cost of a 0 fatigue cost. Bingo. Awesome. Michaela coming in the clutch. As is tradition. This is fun. I'm happy I got this game. What a freaking beast of a box this game has, too. It's freaking enormous. There's a lot of content in there. A lot of books. Lots of books. All right, it's looking like we're going to use the pendant. Here to help. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate. I'm amending my poll to pendant because of the cost. Okay, cool. So it is pendant then. Oh, so you were the fireball one. Okay, so we're cool. So we're gonna use the pendant. Okay, cool. So we're gonna use the pendant. So how it's gonna work is we are in location C right now. So we're gonna look up C86 in this book here, and it's gonna tell us what this pendant does at this thing. The pendant seems more fun. Okay, cool. I like it. C86. Here we go. The Lodestone Pendant is expertly made. Its magnetic stone carved into a smooth shape. When you hold it by its chain, the pendant sways gently, responding perhaps to its invisible attraction to nearby metal, or perhaps to subtle motions of your hand. If you had something else to hang it from, you could get a clearer signal of its attraction to metal. Ooh, something to hang it from. Okay. So it didn't give us anything. So it says we can either use another item, or we can rest, or we can move. But it did give us some. It did give us some information. If you had something else to hang it from, I would doubt that you would hang a Lodestone Pendant from a Bluestone Fireball. I guess I would doubt that. I suppose you could hang a pendant from a fireball somehow. So we can use another item. Should we use the fireball? I don't think we should use the fireball yet. I feel like the fireball we need to use at location D. And if we waste it, that would suck. So I'm going to execu decision this instead of waiting for a poll and say we're not going to use the fireball. And I don't think we should use the combo of the two either. Unless you guys want to do that. If you like really want to do that. But my thought is we just rest. We rest. We have some fatigue to take care of. We have a fearless card to get back in our hand. Let's rest and then we'll move. Okay. I'm going to execute decision that we're going to rest. I'm going to still just spend only 1 XP for my rest. We only have 2. Even if I roll a 1 like an idiot, that's fine. A 3. So we get rid of all these. And then we refill. So these get refilled. This goes back in the bag. Our card Fearless comes back to us. Had we used our Beastmaster's class ability, that would have been unflipped. Okay. And our rest token now flips back to its unrested side. And we move forth with our location direction. Where do we move to? So, okay, Michaela, if, or Sam, if you're there. So you can see we're at location C. Are we allowed to move? Like, could I, if I wanted to, move up there? Or am I moving like 1 spot at a time? Like, how does that work? How does move work? Is move only moving 1 spot, or can I move to any location I want to? I feel like it's moving to 1 spot, like along the path. So I could either move back to A, or I could go right to D. This is nuts. Let me also ask you guys this randomly. The Gamecasters logo there, does that look kind of like low res to anybody, or does it look fine? On my screen it looks low res, but I don't know why, because it's a high res photo, or it's a high res graphic. I'm not sure why it doesn't totally look high res, but maybe it's just on my screen that looks like that. So it's from one location or another. So you would have to go to A first if you wanted to go to B. Okay, got it. Okay, so we are going to 1 spot. Okay, fantastic. It looks clean to me. Okay, cool. Maybe it's just on my screen for some reason. Okay, Janelle, if you could please, it looks good. We're watching on TV. Oh, sweet. Okay, great. Janelle, if you could put a poll in the chat, please. We're going to move. Do you guys want to move back to A to then maybe move again to go to the Goblin Camp and see what happened there? Or do you want to just go right to the Outpost wall? So let's say, I guess a poll in the chat to say, do you want to move backward to A or forward to D? That'll be the new decision point. I love that you guys are making this for me, by the way. Where to go? Looks fine to me too. Okay, cool. Thanks, Chanel. Ooh, we got to vote for back to the camp. Ooh, 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 this is exciting. What do we do? What do we do? Poll's live. Time's running out. We only got one vote. Oh, we're tied up. Oh, back to the camp. 2-1. Back to the camp we go. Thank you, loyal fan base. Boop, 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 boop. We no longer have an encounter there because there's no encounter token. Bam. We are now back at the camp. So we go back to A. And it says, we're at the Borland Prairie where we started. And it says, if there is no XP at this location, and there's not this time. So the first time there was XP there, so we took it and read it and continued reading. But now there is no XP there. So we are going to A1. Okay, the bluff looks out over a lake, blackened with the blood and ashes of fallen Dragool. We can use an item, or rest, or move. So we're not going to rest. We cannot rest. Should we try using an item here? Or should we move again? It sounds like maybe we move again, right? Do we need a poll for this one, or... If one person says, wait a minute, I want to use an item, then we'll put a poll up. But if I think maybe move is probably the moving is probably what we're gonna do to go to B, right? But again, if one person, even one person is like, wait, I want to use an item, then we'll put a poll up. And Janelle, thank you so much for handling these polls. I'm very, very happy. I think it's working out super well. I really like the way it's working. I'm with you, Amanda. Let's go. Okay, so we're just going to move to B. We are now in the Goblin camp. Let's see if that halfling did his job. Right? Because we sent him up there, right? Oh, Janelle! My parents tested negative. That's fantastic news. Awesome. Oh, phew. A big few. A big few there. That is freaking awesome. You are awesome. Okay, we're at the Goblin camp with that great news. Okay. If there is no... Oh, there is XP here, so we're collecting the XP. Okay. We have 5 now. If you have keyword Knoll, we do have keyword Knoll. Read B7. Oh, this is exciting! Are you ready? Ashes are all that remain of the Goblin encampment. There are no tracks, no bodies, and no stains of blood on the earth. No trace of the battle remains, not even any evidence of Tarek's approach or exit. A few crude spearheads are the only sign that goblins ever camped here. If you didn't know better, you would have guessed that this was the site of some long-forgotten goblin village, founded ages ago when Nalos and the Dragool lived in harmony. It's as if Tarek blasted the poor creatures into ancient history. He is a more formidable operative than you had supposed. A light breeze shifts the ashes, revealing something Tarek overlooked. Discovery card 95! 95. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, I love these discovery cards. 95. 9.95. I got my body in overdrive. An ancient key. Is this the thing with which we hang the Lodestone Pendant? I don't know. We found an ancient key. Oh my gosh, this is cool. I'm so relieved I'm crying. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's amazing. For a million reasons. That's amazing for every reason. First and foremost, their health. Second most, your health. Third most, Nerdfest. Not only was the vacation in jeopardy, but if my dad died, I would die. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes, I am very, very happy for you. I am very happy for you. That is so great. Oh, that is so great. Ooh, so here's our other... So we revealed Discovery Card 95. Wait, right? Yeah. Okay, that was our key. We can now use an item again. Okay, so we have to use... So we're going to use something. Plus, if I get COVID, I'll die. It's already being good at killing me. Yeah, COVID does not need to happen to you. I also am going to recommend, Janelle, that you guys wear masks. If you're that worried about it, honestly, I might wear a mask for a lot of the time at Nerdfest. There's going to be a lot of people there. You certainly don't have to. Nobody does. I might not, but I might. I'm going to bring one. I'm going to read the room. We're planning on masking up. Yeah. No shame in that. That's for sure. Yep, do what you gotta do. Exactly. Okay, guys. What items are we using? Can you combine all 3 items, Michaela? Or can you only combine 2? I feel like you can only combine 2. Okay, guys. Items. Janelle, with your new lease on life, your new bill of health, as well as your parents, can you put a poll up in the chat that says 0 items, 1 item, or 2 items? That's what we're going to decide. Do we want to use an item at all? Or just 1 or 2? Oh, it just says 0 or 1. Might need to remove this one. We need 0, 1, or 2. Yeah, so don't vote on this one, guys. Just wait till it expires. Well, I mean, 0 was the winner. Maybe we just move. Unless people only voted 0 just because they wanted to vote something. Is that probably what happened? Like, should we just move? Should I just accept the results of the poll? Okay. All right, we're moving then. So they did successfully burn the goblin village to the ground. That's fine. It's okay, Amanda. Okay, so we are at D. We made it to the outpost wall. Here we go. If you have the keyword open, we don't. If there is no XP, otherwise collect the XP. There is XP. Where am I? Ah, here we go. Okay. You approach the fortified outpost as the moon sets, leaving you in utter darkness. Behind you, twin fires burn on either side of the shimmering black lake. You feel your way across the rough wood of the outpost's massive gate, but can find no handle or latch, yet the gate holds firm. It must be barred from within. Behind this wall, the Dragool are protecting a powerful artifact. Tarek Nowlin, the halfling, is nowhere in sight. Yeah, where's this halfling guy? Did he die killing all the goblins? Interesting. Where is he? All right, we can use an item. Okay, we need another pull, Janelle. 0, 1, or 2 items to use. You know what? Don't even put 0. 1 or 2, because the other option is to move, and we've moved everywhere you can move now. There's no other places to move. So 1 or 2 items do we use? That's what we need. There's nowhere to move. Is it for an encounter? Oh, this is for... Well, it just says it's just an item. Yeah, we're just using an item. I'm assuming that I'm assuming the key. Oh, I'm sorry. So we're at this gate, right? We felt around, we can't find a handle. We have an ancient key, which I'm guessing is going to open the gate. But we also have the Lodestone Pendant that needs something to hang from. And it could potentially hang from the key, right? We also have the bluestone fireball. We could just lob at the gate. I'm guessing if we didn't have the key, we would blow the gate up with the fireball. I don't know. I don't know. So there's like interesting choices here. Like, I don't know what we do. But I'm excited for any of these combinations, whatever you guys decide. So, okay. So 1 item has been voted on. Which item is it? All right, last poll, Janelle. Last poll, or next poll. Key, pendant, or fireball. We're using 1 item. Key, pendant, or fireball. Ooh, what could we do? Fucking blow that gate up, try to unlock it, or dangle that pendant in front of it. I'm guessing we're not going to choose pendant, but you never know. You never know, you never know. But this is, I like this. This game is cool as shit. I was about to choose pendant. You could choose the pendant. No, choose the pendant. That was just me. Yeah, taunting the gate. Ha ha. We could try it. We could always try another one. We'll see. We'll see how it works. You know what's funny is Natalie and I have been watching The Voice. Randomly. Just because Ariana Grande is. Ooh, we got 2 for the key, 1 for the fireball. A little bit of time left. What are we going to get? Key it is. Key it is. All right. So we are at location D. So D95. You try the ancient key on the gate, but there is no lock for the key to fit into. It is a fortified outpost gate held in place by a heavy bar on the inside. So we got to use another item. Now, do we combine the key with the Lodestone Pendant? Or do we go for the fireball? I guess we chose 1, right? We chose 1 item. So 1 more pull. Do we want the fireball or the pendant? Fireball or pendant? What's it gonna be? Oh yeah, fireball. Fireball. This is a tough one. What do we do? This is the only way to play this game, by the way. This is the only way. With the Klondike bar. Oh, shit. 1 vote Fireball, 1 vote Pendant. I know there's one for somebody else out there. What is it gonna be? Unless Michaela went to bed. Oh, and Wally's out there too, right? Shouldn't we have 4? The Pendant. Ooh. So now, okay, the Pendant wins. Wow. Okay. So, are we combining the key and the pendant? I guess I was confused on that. Or are we just trying the pendant first? It says 9 viewers. Interesting. If you're out there, I would love it if you would say hello. Hello. And feel free to be involved in all the chats or in all the polls. Wally got off Twitch, lol. Oh, it didn't hold his attention. Hello, says Natalie. Thanks, Natalie. I'm almost guaranteed. It's almost guaranteed we love you. Almost guaranteed. Say hello to us, 9 viewers. Yeah. We definitely love Natalie. We do. I'm out here, but I'm cleaning. Wow. Yeah, so you're doing it. I cleaned the basement today, which is really the cleanest part of the house. Right now. I have no idea what's going on, lol. Yeah, okay, so should we just use the pendant by itself, guys, or should we combine the pendant with the key? Thanks for cleaning the basement. It's the least I could do. I had it in my head that I wanted to do it today after Cameron and I went for a walk and after we took the garbage out. I was like, I think I should clean the basement because I had some time before I was setting up for the stream. Love you, Natalie. Everything will be perfect. Yes, I agree. I agree. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It'll be super fun with everybody. As long as people are nice to me. I mean, you're essentially going to have a whole cleaning crew show up at your place. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Way. Combine them or try the pendant. Oh, there's a new poll. Okay, so we're trying the pendant first, is what it looks like. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go with the pendant straight up. Okay, here we go. So D86. Okay. You press the Lodestone Pendant against the gate, but there is no response. The gate is made of wood, not metal. Oh. Okay. This tells me that maybe it's time for Fireball. Fireball. Unless, should we try the Lodestone Pendant with the key combined? Or do I just do the Fireball? Fuck it. First person that do it is do it. Let's just try them. Let's try them both, right? There's no harm in doing this, it seems like. Let's try the Lodestone Pendant with the Ancient Key and see if that works. 86.95. You press the Lodestone Pendant and the Ancient Key against the gate, hoping that they will magically give you passage, but the gate does not move. Okay. Well, I don't know that. I guess, Amanda. I guess I didn't know that. It could definitely have been like the key disappears, you just fucked yourself, and now you're screwed. That could have happened. I didn't think that would happen, but it could. But now that we've tried every combination, let's do the Bluestone Fireball and get rid of this gate once and for all. Sacrifice a limb. The dragon is angry. Here we go. You uncork the Bluestone Fireball at the base of the fortified gate and run for cover. A thunderous explosion tears a wide, flaming hole in the wall, giving you passage through. Record the keyword open. Ooh, we get a new keyword. Open. Okay. Reveal discovery card 16. And it says something else. So what's this gonna be? A discovery card. Ah! Don't forget to take your fatigue. Oh, right. We get a fatigue for using the Bluestone Fireball. Thank you. I would absolutely have. Okay. 16. Oh my gosh. It says place an XP on it. So here's one thing that this is awesome. I am too spoiled by D&D. Oh, it's a map card. Oh, hell yeah. So we blew open the gate, and now we get the outpost interior. But where does it go? The second action indicator below tells you to reveal a discovery card that is not an item. Some discovery cards will update your map. The bottom left corner of these cards indicates where they go on the adventure. Oh. Oh, I see. Well, but where on there? Oh, I see. Okay. Ah, okay, okay. Circle with a thing in it. 4, so it goes here. Oh, hell yeah. That's so cool. And an XP goes on it. Boop. Oh, return discovery card 65. Okay, so goodbye, Bluestone Fireball. You did a valiant job. You have done your job, sir. Ah, Jesus fucking fuck!
I'm sorry, honey. I thought you heard me in the other room.
I cannot hear a thing. I'm in my own world here.
I thought you heard me like.
Ah!
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I love you.
Okay. Love you too. Oh, that's heart attack 1. She's awesome. You can come down here. I need some. We gotta figure out some way for you to tell me that you're down here without you just appearing right behind me. The expletives just fly. Oh my god. Okay. So it says resting is an option. An old-timey dinner bell. It's like something with a noise isn't the way. It's like I almost need to like leave. We use Google Chats. I almost need to leave like Google Chat up on the other on my other screen. And then she just says like, I'm coming downstairs, but then I might not even see that. So there's really no good way to do it. Yes, a gong might do it. A gong might be the one thing that could work. Okay, so we're gonna move to location E, the outpost interior, because we can't rest because our rest token is still on the not able to rest side because we have not fought or done a skill check in a while. So we are going to location E. This is so freaking fun. We're going to head to bed, but good luck with the rest of the mission. Can't wait to hear how it went. Thanks you so much, Michaela and Sam. Have a great night. Thanks for the rules help and keeping me on task. I really appreciate it. Have a great, great night. I'm guessing we're getting close to the end of the first mission, but I don't know that. This could just be the very beginning. Actually, Michaela, before you go, if you're not gone yet, do you remember, are we getting close to the end here? Or is there like a lot more to go? I'm going to go to bed too. Oh no, okay, that's cool. All right, Amanda. Wally, have a great night, guys. This game looks fun. Thank you guys. Yeah, thanks for joining in. Good night, everyone. And yes, it's almost done. Thank you, Michaela. Cool. So we are nearing the end. We're nearing the end here. Have a fantastic evening, and we will see Amanda and Wally very soon. And we'll talk to you soon, Sam and Michaela. Oh, Janelle, what great news about your parents. That's so cool. That is so cool. Okay. So we are at the Outpost interior. If you have the title Revealer of Secrets, we don't. If you have the title Rogue's Accomplice, and if you have the title Aid to Ogre, wow, we do not have any titles. We are title-less. Title-less. Just waiting on us now. Yeah. So you got tested today, or you're getting tested or something? Boom. Got the XP. I know. How do we snake through with no titles? Maybe we come back here later? Unless I missed it somehow. But I agree. I'm really surprised we don't have any titles. Crap. Michaela's gone, too. I wish... Huh. Interesting. What are you going to do? Okay. Here we go. You pass through the smoldering hole and enter the Dragool Outpost. Its massive wooden walls are solid, but roughly constructed. They enclose an open space, empty except for a single chest of white metal and a gray-skinned ogre who stands before it with an iron club. The ogre shouts in the Dragool language. It's gibberish to you, as if he were making all the sounds but none of the sense of Nelos Common. Between his angry cries, he smashes the metal chest with such force that it shakes the ground around you. But the chest only rings out a remarkably pleasant tone. It remains unbroken, undented, and firmly in place. Enraged, the ogre approaches you, shouting and swinging his club wildly. As you watch his outbursts, you catch a glimpse of something moving in the shadows behind him. Tarek Nowlin, blade drawn, carefully approaches the ogre from the other side of the outpost. Ooh, that's cool. So Tarek is back. Okay, at this location, the choices you make will affect your standing with the three major factions. So there's these three tracks down here. The King's Favor track, the Starlit Door Favor track, and the Dragool Favor track. Okay. So apparently this encounter is going to affect these tracks. We start at 0, and then there's cubes that we go up and down. Okay. Okay, now, do we attack the ogre, or do we try to understand what he's saying? Now, trying to understand what he's saying is going to test intelligence and wisdom. Our intelligence is 0. Okay, we do have 2 for wisdom, but we have 0 for intelligence. Or do we attack the ogre? So, Janelle, it might... I'm not sure how many people are voting anymore in here, because everyone seems to have kind of gone to bed. But let's try one more poll that says, do we attack the ogre or try to understand what he's saying? Yeah, befriend him. Well, what happened with Tarek? Tarek says his blade was drawn, approaching the ogre from the other side. So if I attack him, won't Tarek be like joining in, or like that's kind of confusing? Yeah, interesting. So we have 1 for attempt to understand. I'm guessing that's Janelle. If anybody is in the chat, it'd be very awesome to have you vote. That'd be very, very cool. If not, that's fine. We will just do what Janelle tells us. And then we'll forego the polls and just have her tell us. All right, we're going to attempt to understand him. So we're going to read E3. As Tarek creeps closer, you try to understand what the ogre is saying. Dragool and Nelos Common are not completely divorced. 1,000 years ago, when all of Ulos lived in peace, the two languages were a single tongue. Bobo says talking tends to be better unless the story is not set up for that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out. But after all these centuries of separation, it is no simple task for you to comprehend the ogre's angry rants. That's tough. So we are doing a skill check, interpretation 1. I'm happy we're doing this though, because it's just I like going back to the skills. I thought that was fun. All right, so interpretation. It looks like it's white. It's white and blue, right? Yep. We need a 2, a 4, and a 3. Look at level 4. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice. Good lord. So remember, we have a play limit of 4. So we can use 4 dice here. And then we have a play limit of 4 cards. So 1 white, 1 blue, and 1 combination. Plus, if you're going to chat with him, best before he's pissed off at you. Right. Okay, Janelle, should I use both of these wisdom fatigue markers? We only have 1 fatigue. Or should I just use 1? Remember, we have no intelligence ones. If I bring out both, it should be fine to use 1, right? You want me to just use 1? You don't want me to use 2? I feel like I'm definitely using 1. I'm possibly using 2. That's the question, I guess. Use them both, she says. Okay, so we're gonna pull out 2 white dice, and let's just hope we get exactly what we need. Okay, so we are going to randomly pull out 2 more. Hopefully it's blue. That would be cool. Here's 1. It's blue. Yeah. Here's another one. Oh, black. Okay, still cool. All right, so we got 2 white, a blue, and a black. All right. We're poised here. We're poised. Ooh, baby. Okay, well, this is good. So we got a white 2. And this is what we have left. Okay. We can turn a 4 into a 2, but I don't think we can turn a 2 into a 4. So now we get to play cards. Let's look at our cards. We have our full deck of cards. I think there's something we can turn into a 3. Yeah, we can turn a 4 into a 2, but we don't have a 4. We can re-roll a black die. That doesn't really help us. We can turn any die into a green or a purple, but that doesn't help us. We can pull out a die and make it a 2, but that doesn't really help us either. We can re-roll a red die, but that doesn't help us. We can modify a purple die, but that doesn't help us. And we can take a 1 or a 2 and make it any color. Oh boy. This looks like it might be a failure. This might be a failure. Did you see anything in there that I could do? Like, we can't do this. Right, we can't make a 4 and do a 2. We could re-roll a black die. Let's say we re-rolled a black die and it became a 4. Could we turn it? This is kind of like hurting my brain. I don't know if we can do anything here. If we reroll the black die and it becomes a 4, could we change it to a white? This one only lets you change a 1 or a 2 to any color. Any color to a green or a purple. Darn, we just didn't roll well. Can you then change it to something else? That's what I'm looking for. So we change a die to a green or a purple. Then we re-roll it. No, I don't think so. I think we're gonna fail this. Yeah, I think we're gonna fail this one. Oh, dang. 4. Because we need a 3. And I can't re-roll the blue die. I could turn the blue die purple and then re-roll it, but I have no way to turn it back to blue to then use for the card. Shoot. Okay, well, that's actually kind of okay. I'm okay with that because we haven't failed anything yet. So we still get the 1 XP for that. And now we fail. So let's see what happens. Darn, we used both of our cubes too. He grows frustrated and attacks you. Darn. If we would have passed, we would have roughly understood his meaning. Oh, darn. So now we have to fight him. Oh no, and we don't have our white dice. Oh no. E11. Damn. The ogre grows impatient with your failed efforts to understand him. He swings his iron club wildly and races towards you. So we gotta fight him. Tog, 52. Oh boy, that's a bummer. All right, so all these go back in the bag. It's a bummer, but it's also really cool. Because we could play it again, you know, and then maybe succeed. I briefly checked out, and I think it would have been sweet if we would have understood him. Darn. $52. Well, what are you gonna do? Oh boy, he's a big boy. He is a big boy. Of course, he has blue and white dice, which we have 0 of. So we have to hopefully get lucky. Oh man, he could kill us here. It's possible. It is possible. Okay. Move on. Yep, here we go. This is what we do. All right. We're starting combat. We don't have any modifiers. He's just Tog. So we only get 3 dice. So we can't beat him on the first go. Anyway. So let's see. What do we do? We should definitely spend a cube to get a red die. Let's do that. You know, if we can put ourselves in a good position, let's do it. I mean, should we just spend a green and get a green die too? Not make the suffering last too long? What do you think, Janelle? Or I could get a purple die. And I do have this thing that lets me turn purple into green. Like I could turn anything into green. I also have good stuff for being red. It might be worth it to do a purple. Because, okay, the options are... So, like, let's say I bring out a purple die. I could modify it here with this card. I could re-roll it with this card. And then I can re-roll it again with this card. And then I could turn it into green with this card. I don't think I can ever turn purple into blue. My only hope of like doing something like that is, oof, yeah, it's gonna be a tough call. He's beefy and we annoyed him, so I'm gonna do a purple as well. Yeah, we annoyed him. Darn it, we shouldn't have. So we're only gonna get one more die. Do we grab the green die, or do we just go random and save these for the next round? Or do we try to get as much damage to him as we possibly can? It's tough. Will you be able to rest? If we defeat him. If we defeat him, yes. But I don't know if I'll be able to rest right now. Yeah, he's going to hit us hard. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fatigue. Yeah, he definitely has capabilities to kill us. Especially if we don't kill him by the 3rd round. Ouch, 4. Oof. Do the green. We're too empty to lose this. I'm with you. Hell yeah. I was hoping you'd say that. I was hoping you'd say that. Although, wait, we were going to turn our purple into the green. So now what would we do with the purple? Maybe we don't want to do that. Well, I guess it gives us another chance just in case we fuck up. Screw it. We're doing it. Right? Should we just do it? Or is this a dumb idea? Is this wasting a die? Because the whole point of me getting that purple was because I could make it a green. Maybe we save the green and we pull random, trying to get a white or a blue. Let's do that. If it's inefficient, then don't get the purple. Yeah. Well, I think the purple is safer because the purple, we can definitely turn it into a green. And we can also modify it to make it what we want, hopefully. Like, we have more options with the purple die before we turn it to green. Where green, if we get it, we just roll it, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But purple, even if we don't roll on the initial roll what we want with it, we can hopefully modify it up to the green. The only other problem is, yeah, I don't know if this is the last thing we're doing. It seems like it's not. Here's the die. It's green anyway. Well, okay, that's cool. It saves us. We saved our cube. So if we happen to roll a green 6, then so be it. All right. So this is a bunch of suck. This is a bunch of suck. Ooh. Okay, this is good though. I can make... This guy scared the crap out of us. Yeah, he did. I can make that green 4 a 6. But again, then I don't know what to do with my purple stuff. Let's see what else I can do. I can re-roll the red die. Try to hit that 5. There is not much I can do here. There's not much I can do here. Everything I have is like for purple dice. Damn, rerolling the red is the only hope. Let's reroll the red with my Runic Bracelet. I think we're fucked, you know. That's what I think. 6. Oh, so close. And I could modify that, but I just spent it. You could either re-roll it or modify it. Although that might be... Let me check on a keyword real quick, because this could save us. Let me check on a keyword. Darn, it's reroll. Okay, fuck. He smooshed our puppy butt. Yeah, we're not doing well here. We might only get one die to fit in round 1. Yeah, I think we're gonna die. I think we are going to die. Hmm. What to do? I could turn this red die green. That doesn't help me, because I already have a green die. I can make a 6. Yeah, unfortunately, none of this helps because it's all purple, and it's all 1s and 2s. So, shit. All right, so I'm going to make the die green and put it there. I'll keep this card for my next roll, maybe. Although it doesn't really do anything, does it? Both, either one is wasted for the other. Yeah, we're screwed. The only way to do this is to roll well. Because we have no white and no blue. Shit, we were hoisted by our own baton. Yeah. If only I could have won that last one. I think we're gonna die. Okay, so that's it. That's all we can do. Those go back. This stays. But now we lose 3, 6, 8 fatigue. So rather we gain 8. So that's the 5 we had because we had bigger ones. Plus 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're at 13 of 16. So if we don't kill him here, we lose. We also lose an XP from this. Now we go into round 2. Okay. We're fucked here. Let's just pull out all the stops. We're gonna lose anyway, so let's get another red die. If we don't pull a white and a blue, it's lost. It's lost. This ogre battle. Oh wait, this has to go back in the bag. Oh no, I just pulled out that red. Oops. Okay. A red and a blue. Or I mean a white and a blue is what we need. A white? Okay. Come on. Blue, and then just give me everything. Ah, another red. Yeah, well, we lose. I think we lose. Even if I roll everything we need. Which I won't. And I can't make these anything. I can't do anything to these dice. Oh, that's not true. Oh, no, I already did. No, that's right. I can't do that. Yeah, we can't even use these. We can't use any of these cards. Well, that was anticlimactic. But we just got killed. Okay. So he soundly defeated us. So our fatigue went up. So we have to cross off the first box on the death track. And when that happens, we have to read the death. So, okay, he thrashes you. I'm not sure exactly what happens. I think I have to go to the death thing. There's like a death page somehow, somewhere. Sorry, real quick. I just gotta find it. Let me look at the rule book. What happens if you die? Okay, so we're not dead. We're fatigued. We've like swooned, you know, we like passed out. Combat. We're exhausted. That's what it is. When the amount of stamina in a player's fatigue box is equal to their current health, they immediately become exhausted. Any more stamina that would be added to their fatigue box is ignored until they are revived. Oh, we do get the 2 coins for that being there. No matter what, you always get what was on there. We can't take any more exhaustion, so that's bad. If the entire party is ever exhausted at the same time, the storybook will instruct the players to mark the next box on the death track. Okay, the death entries in the encounter book. Okay. Okay. So we'll go to the encounter book first. But no, we don't start over. It's just something bad is probably going to happen here. So there's a death page to read. Is there a table of contents in here? Because where does death... Ah, death. Oh, wait, this isn't right. Death, found it, finally. Okay, it's in the back. What if we did just start over now, and this is like the first pancake? Bubbles informed me it doesn't work like that. I would be into that, but yeah, my game playing prowess doesn't allow me to do such a thing. Death, number 1. Here we go. You sit down to rest and your vision becomes distorted, as if a rippling curtain of fog were passing between you and the world. When the fog lifts, you find yourself in a stone hallway, cold and dark. An old woman approaches from the darkness, wearing a black hood that obscures her face. Her voice is warm and kind. "It's good to see you resting," she says. "Azima's world is full of struggle, and his soul grows weary." She finds a smooth flagstone and sits down beside you. "Oh dear," she complains, "this floor never gets any softer. But look, I've come to give you something." She extends a bony hand from the sleeve of her cloak, revealing a bag of glass marbles. Each marble contains a small, compressed creature, looking angry and uncomfortable. You reach in and grab one. If you are playing in legendary mode, we're not. Reveal rare card 7. And then we... Oh. Okay, we get a rare card. Ooh, another deck we're not supposed to look at. Rare card 7. Okay. Yeah, a lot of stuff happens here when you die. Fiend of Confinement. Whoa. It's an object. Okay. I guess it goes in our deck. 3 red dice. Holy cow. Record the keyword passage. Okay, we have another keyword. Passage. Okay. Then we recover. Okay, so here's how we recover. So I guess this is kind of like resting. Oh, geez. Okay, roll 1 die. 3. Ha! For example, if you roll a 3, remove all but 3 XP. Oh, cool. Okay. So we only have... Wait, XP. Oh, no. We just lost all that experience? Oh, we had 4. Oh, that's so terrible. God, at least it wasn't a 1. Then roll 1 die. Remove all stamina from your fatigue box that it sees the result. Okay, so now all but 2 of this is gone. All bonus play tokens from your fatigue box. Fill your attributes up to their attribute limit. Okay, so... Man, losing that XP was... Oh, no. Fuck. Just dropped one, damn it. That sucked. I'll put those in there and I gotta take 2. And I gotta find that or else I'll never find it again. Shit, that blows. Our proud little self thinking we could take on bullies. Yeah. Yep, came before the fall, didn't it? Return all spent cards to your hand. Okay, well, that's good. Huh. If you have just completed an encounter, move to the next location on your path. If your party marker is already at a location, read the base entry for that location instead. All right. So I wonder what that rare card is for. Like we use it once and it's gone. I mean, that's cool. It's got an X there. I'm assuming in the top left. I'm assuming that's like we use it once and then we're done. That's kind of cool. They kind of give us that. But it sucks we lost all that. We just lost all that XP. Ugh. We had 7, and now we only have 3. All right, so now we move to the fail. Okay, the ogre pummels you mercilessly while you do your best to preserve your life. Luckily for you, the creature is distracted by his rage and does not sense the approaching halfling, who stabs him in the back of the neck. Oh. Well, says Tarek, that's one way to distract him. Reveal title card 3. Ooh, we're going to get a title. All right, title card 3, huh? Is that what it said? Yep. Rogue's Accomplice is our title. Okay, that doesn't sound good. I don't love that title. All right. At Black Lake, your mission with Tarek Nowlin ended with the death of an ogre. This battle will not be forgotten, neither by the halfling nor by the ogre's ghost. Okay, so Rogue's Accomplice is the title we're going to write down. Damn, why couldn't we have just talked to him? Would have been so much better. Oh, we can now rest. Okay. Find the deck of title cards. Do not shuffle them. Find the card number 3. Titles. Okay. Favor markers. Adjust the favor markers on the faction tracks as instructed by the action indicators below. For example, -1. Okay. Okay, so hold on. So we're going to be moving on these 3 tracks down here. We start at 0 in the middle. And it says we go up 1 in the king's favor. We go -1 in the Dragool's favor. Because we killed that guy. And we're still at 0 for Starlit Door. So this is what it looks like now. Okay. If you have both the keywords goblin and alarm, we don't have either of those. If you have both the keywords goblin and clear, we don't have either of those. If you have knoll and alarm, we only have knoll, but we do have knoll and clear. So we can read E15. We're going on. Well, I cleaned Jason's desk. Is that a euphemism? Or is that literal? This damn ogre. No. All right, put this guy back. Fucking fucked this up big time. 52. Okay. Okay. E15. Now that the outpost is calm, Tarek relaxes on a tree stump and carves slices from an apple. Allow me to compliment you, he says, on your stealthy approach to the Knoll camp. I heard no sound at all from your side of the lake, not until I heard the Knolls screaming to their gods for mercy. Well done. Continue to E21. Okay, that's weird. Tarek points to the metal chest with an apple wedge. All that's left for me, he says, is to figure out what is locked inside. Upon closer inspection, you discover the white metal of the chest to be Durgolium, an ancient alloy forged to contain objects from other planes. No force will crack it. Its lid must yield to some other secret. You find a pear-shaped indentation above its keyhole. Tarek notices your interest in the chest. You can return to your regiment now if you like, or you can stay and help me open it. Ooh, we have that key. Right, we have that key. Your mission here is complete, leaving you free to explore the area at your leisure. Are there parts of the lake you have not yet visited or items you have not found a use for? From now on, when a choice indicator gives you the opportunity to move to another location, you may instead turn to the final section of the storybook titled The End. Okay. If your entire party is exhausted, mark the death track and read the corresponding entry in the Tome of Encounters. Oh, I was supposed to do that now. Oops, okay. We did that already. Exploring the map. When moving around on an adventure map, you do not need to stop at locations without XP or other tokens on them. For example, you can currently move directly to the Goblin Camp B or the Knoll Camp C. Okay. Because you've already cleared the XP at Outpost Wall D. When you return to a location that you have previously explored, make sure to read the base text of the entry again. For example, if you return to Borland Prairie, make sure to read... Okay, cool. So we can use an item. I say we use the item. Let's use that key. Right? We're at the chest. We have the key. We have the ancient key. Let's use that key on that chest. Open that shit up. We're not going to the end yet. Not yet. Right? Hell yeah. Okay, so E95. Okay, you insert the ancient key into the chest. It fits the lock, but will not turn. There must be some other mechanism at work. Should we combine the key with the Lodestone Pendant? Because it is magic after all. Or should we just use the Lodestone Pendant? Yeah, let's combine them. Oh, you wanted to see the pendant? Okay. E86. The Lodestone Pendant holds fast to the pear-shaped indentation on the chest. Oh, so it's got to be both, right? And you hear something click within it. You give it a kick, but the chest does not open. The keyhole remains empty. All right, let's combine those two items. Sweet, sweet, sweet. You press the Lodestone Pendant to the pear-shaped indentation on the chest and insert the ancient key. There's a click of mechanisms within which allows you to turn the key. The chest pops open. Ooh. Here we go. As the chest pops open, the earth quakes and the sky crackles with strange purple energy. For a moment, you hear the screech of bats and you smell a briny sea. Tarek holds forth a chainmail sack of the same white metal as the chest. Quickly, grab the object and place it in here. You reach inside the chest and pull forth a plain glass jar of translucent gray material. Strange, colorful images pass through the material as if it were displaying the dreams of another world. You place this curiosity in Tarek's Dragool sack. Immediately, earth and sky are still. A fine discovery, Tarek says, admiring the jar through the chainmail links. I've only seen one other like it. Then he pauses to consider you for a moment. So, reveal title card 2. Okay. So we have a new title. That's cool. Oops. Okay. We are the revealer of secrets now. I don't think we erase our previous title. I think we have both of them because this title thing is huge. This title box. Revealer of secrets. Okay. Then +1 on the king's favor again. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on, let me go back. I'm supposed to be on 16. Ooh, if your king's favor is 1 or higher, which it is, so we go to E19. Tarek smiles and hands you the Dragool sack. Hang on to this, he says, but use it wisely. If you slip that jar out of its sack, even for a moment, you'll unleash a wave of interplanar power. Reveal rare card 55. Gray matter. So you just get a random die. That's cool. I'm guessing you roll it. That's cool. When your party discovers a rare card, discuss which player will add the card to their hand. As with every decision by the party, attempt to reach consensus. If you cannot reach consensus, take a vote with the current storyteller breaking ties. I guess I get it. That's cool. Tarek pulls several empty Dragool chainmail sacks from his pack and hands them to you. Consider yourself recruited to the cause, he says. There are Dragool vaults hidden all over Nalos, each holding an object of great power. We cannot let them fall into the wrong hands. By the king's orders, we must gather as many as we can, and with haste. So we can rest. So let's rest. So we'll get rid of... Oh, yeah, wait. We'll pull out... Oh, no, I don't want to rest. Because if we rest, we lose XP. So let's not rest. It's annoying. We only have 3 XP. We need to save it for, like, the mastery track. Man, we had 2 of those. That really sucks. Okay, but that's fine. Let's go to the end, I think. What do you think? Let's go to the end. I don't think there's anything else for us to explore. Let's go to the end. Your mission at Black Lake has ended, and Tarek Nolan wishes you Godspeed as you return to your regiment. My own mission takes me elsewhere, he tells you, but I have a feeling we will meet again. As you travel back, you have time to collect your thoughts and puzzle over things you've seen. Which titles did you earn? Read each section below that matches a title card you have. Okay. Rogue's Accomplice. Here we go. The slack face and limp body of the slain ogre appear in your mind. You have put an end to many Dragool invaders during this long war, but for some reason this ogre's death left an impression. Yeah, because we could have helped him if we just Knew what he was saying. Of all the Dragool that you have killed, he was the only one who ever tried to communicate with you. You find yourself wondering what you might have learned from him if he had lived. Fucking shit. Damn it, that sucks. We are also the revealer of secrets. You wonder about the power of the jar that was hidden in the Dragolium chest. How could such a small object shake the earth and rend the sky? Strange images floated through the materials inside it. This jar must be an illusion, or else from another plane, for nothing like those images exists anywhere in Ulos. If you have the keyword Zalek, which we do... what's active me? If you have the keyword Zalek, read end 1. Okay. Upon your return, you find your regiment preparing to march. Orders to move west, a soldier tells you. To the swamps. You report to Commander Zalek, who greets you somberly. They are off on one fool's errand, and you another, I'm afraid. He hands you a letter from King Terran. It seems the king's hometown has been attacked by a giant troll, and he wants someone to bring him its head. That someone will be you, says Zalek. I'm still concerned about cult activity in the capital, so I will wait for you there. Zalek nods and bids you farewell. You head towards the coast. After a 2-day march, you can smell brine in the air and hear the call of gulls. Soon you will arrive in the halfling town of Jolev, where you must fetch the head of a troll for your king. If you do not have the title Revealer of Secrets, but I do, each player, you may now advance your character. Clean up the adventure and save your characters. All right, so we advance our character. We need to look into the reset button. I know, Janelle. The thing I'm most upset about is not that we didn't talk to him, it's that we lost all of that experience. And now we only have 3 experience. That's what I'm mostly upset about. Okay, let's look real quick at advancing your character. All right. So prepare the mark. Okay, so we can buy stuff. That's gonna be cool. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle. We have some money though. We can buy some stuff. Likely only a card or 2. Okay. Here's the weapon we can buy, which I'll show in a minute. Here's the trait we can buy. Here's the skill we can buy. A scroll. And last but not least, some armor. Okay. All right, let's go through these. So we can buy these. Shuffle each of the 5 market decks, armor, weapons, skills, traits, and scrolls. Read the top card of each deck and place that face up. If any of the market decks have been depleted and revealed, okay, visit the Adventurers Guild. The players can now spend experience at the Adventurers Guild to train their characters and strengthen the party in various ways. The advancements and their XP costs are listed below. So we can increase our health by 1 for 1 XP. So we could spend all 3 of these XP and increase our health. God, if we had 4. If only we had 4 XP. We can increase the combat limit by 1, but that will cost 5. Ooh, current combat dice limit plus 5, so it would cost 8 XP. We don't have that. Increase the party's bonus play limit by 1. Same thing, we can't do that. And increase the mastery level. So I'm inclined to spend our XP on the mastery level, which gives us another uptick on one of these. That's what I'm inclined to do. Either that or we spend it all and up our health to 19. So either we up our health to 19 or we spend 3 on the mastery track. I think it's good to do the mastery track because the longer we go, we can get higher max attribute scores. Janelle says sounds good. Okay, so we're gonna spend these. Now, Janelle, what should we do? So let's look here. Should we get a blue? Should we go up to 3 in 1? Should we go up to 2 in 1? If we do green or black, we'll have 2 cubes in 4 spots. Or should we at least get some intelligence? Like, what do you think we should do? You're the only one here, so you get to make the decision. Intelligence. Love it. Okay. We are going to get some intelligence. All right. Let me do this. Yeah. All right. Intelligence is now 1. And we can cross off our first box of the mastery track. We could have done 2 of it. If we wouldn't have lost that damn XP, we could have crossed off 2 boxes and then used the other XP to increase our health. And if we would have actually killed that troll or that ogre, we would have even gotten more XP. Ugh, it's so annoying. It's very, very frustrating. But that's okay. You win some, you lose some. All right, now we can buy some cards. Okay. All right, so now we can buy. We have cards we can buy. Okay. We can also sell cards in our hand. So if we find a card maybe that's better than a better version of a card that we already have, we can sell a card for 2 gold to give us money to buy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 10 gold, and the cost of the cards is in the top right. Okay, so they're pretty expensive. They usually give some sort of discount depending, or they can give a discount. Well, let's see if any give discounts. This one costs 8 minus whatever your charisma is. Okay, so our charisma is 2. So this card would cost 6. This card costs 6, but if you're a frogkin race, it's -2, and so it only costs 4. So those are the only modifiers. So unless we sell a card, we're only going to be able to buy 1. That whole encounter was a bummer. I know. Yeah, you're right. Like, the skill check sucked because we just couldn't get that last die. And then fighting was, like, ridiculous. Fighting sucked. There was nothing we could do. You had to just roll perfectly because the cards we had just didn't work. So, to that end, let's see what we got here. So we got a card called Friendly. That turns a 2 into any color. We kind of already have a card like this that turns a 1 or a 2 into any color, right? Yeah, we have this card Fearless. So I think Friendly is just worse. So no, right? That's my guess. Our weapon is the Unholy Flail. It says increase a black or purple die by 1 or 2. Also, strike 2. Spend 2 stamina from Dex to return this to your hand. Wow. So you can then do it again. I mean, it's more purple and black, which is what we already have in our hand, but we're good at purple. So that's a possibility. The Runic Necklace. Now, this is interesting. This lets you, to a green die, re-roll it or flip it. That's interesting. Re-roll or flip a green die. Tremor is a slightly less good version of that card we just got, that rare card. Now, that rare card goes away after one time. This would be forever. You get 2 red dice, which is pretty cool, but also really situational. And then the last one is flip a purple or white die. I don't know that we have anything that manipulates white dice. This is the one that would cost us 6. Man, if we got rid of 1 card from our deck, we could like buy both of these. But I don't know what card we would sell. Or maybe we just buy the flail and save the rest of our money. Or the necklace is nice too. Re-rolling or flipping a green die. Do we have anything that does anything to green dice? We don't. Yeah, we do. We have turn a die into a green die, which could be a cool synergy. Turn it into a green die, and then flip it. We don't have enough experience to know which cards to ditch. Yeah. Well, the only thing I was going to say to ditch was we could potentially... Can you sell a rare card, I wonder? Oh, only if it has a market cost. Okay. So what do you think then, Janelle? Do we just buy like the necklace or the flail and save the rest of the money? Or the tremor? Or the manipulate? Which one of these, if any, do you like? The flail increases a black or a purple die by either 1 or 2. And you could spend 2 stamina from dexterity. Oh, I guess we don't have 2 in dexterity, but still, eventually you could put it back in your hand. That one's cool. Manipulate flips a purple or a white die. The necklace re-rolls or flips a green die. And tremor just gives us 2 red dice. Man, they're all really good. Flail seems like a good choice. Yeah, we could like get the flail and then save 5 money, and then, you know, next mission we start with a shit ton of money at the end to set ourselves up for the 3rd mission. Is that your final answer, Janelle? Flail? Who knows? I know. What does the necklace do? It's cool. It re-rolls or flips a green dice. So we could like potentially synergize it with courageous, right? We could potentially turn a die green and then flip it or re-roll it. So we would have a lot of control with green, except we only have 1 green. I mean, we could go back and spend our XP differently. We could put intelligence back at 0 and raise green to 2. But I kind of like having it. Fuck it. Yeah, I agree. I think having intelligence is good too. So should I just get the card then, maybe? And you want the necklace? Or do you want the manipulate? Or do you want the tremor? The manipulate looks like it might be the only card that would modify a white die. White dye are prevalent. Okay. So is it between the flail and the runic necklace? It's really too bad we can't have two. We could... I don't know what we could get rid of. Well, wait. Actually, wait, I do. I do. Yeah, look. What if we get rid of the glaive? All this does is up or down. Well, I guess, darn, I thought the unholy flail was the same thing but better. I guess this goes up or down. This is just increased by 1 or 2. Oh, I thought I was onto something for a second. Yeah, up or down is good. It's only 1 though. Like, it didn't help us at all today, but okay. So then, what would you rather have, the flail or the necklace? You want me to roll a die? 1 through 3 is the flail. 4 through 6 is the necklace. Yeah, nothing really helped us. I agree. Yeah, do that. Okay. All right. 1 through 3 is the flail. 4 through 6 is the necklace, and that's the final word on it. The flail. Are you good with that? Or would you, now that that happened, are you disappointed you didn't get the necklace? And if you are, just let me know and I'll switch it. Because that's really how that game works. The die tells you your true feelings. Necklace, yeah. I kind of agree. I kind of like the necklace better too. Now I know in my heart what I want. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I wanted that too. Okay, so if we had to spend 6 gold. 4, 5, 6. So we have 4. So we're gonna mark these here. Because now we're gonna kind of like save it. So we have 4 gold. Saved XP, huh? LOL. Not happening for us. I think, okay. So saving campaign progress. Because that was the end, right? Clean up the adventure and save your characters. Okay, so save the progress. After each adventure, the party must save their progress, even if they intend to continue during the same session. Erase all keywords. Okay. So I got to erase the keywords. Okay. Yeah, flipping a coin, doing that kind of stuff. So that's the way to tell you how you truly feel. Okay, keywords erased. Return all map cards and item cards to the discovery deck. Map cards, okay. $86 and $95. Okay. All right, that's good. Store the party's title cards with the party journal for use in the next adventure. Do not return the party's title cards to the title deck. Okay, I'll keep those. Store each player's hand of cards separately for use in the next adventure. Record the party's current gold and XP totals in the save gold and saved XP. Return all bonus play tokens, gold, and XP from the party journal to the supply. Mark the box that contains the favor marker on each... Oh, I did that. Of the 3 faction tracks to record the party's current standing. Mark the box on the campaign track that corresponds to the adventure that the party just completed. Okay, cool. Well, there was something for everybody in this mission. The adventures, which are linked through an ongoing narrative, must be played in consecutive order. When the campaign resumes again, the party will play through the next adventure as indicated by the next unmarked box in the campaign track. The side quest adventures exist outside of the ongoing narrative. It can be played at any point after Adventure 1, even after the campaign is complete. Okay, cool. Sweet. So we are all saved. I guess I got to return these cards to their respective decks. This weapon card goes here. Trait card. Skill. And scroll. This goes back here, and this goes... I guess all the fatigue, I'm guessing we just, yeah, there's no like fatigue saver. You just start refreshed next time. Which is cool, I guess. So all this gets saved. And this gets saved. This goes back. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. It's interesting. Yeah, that was fun. I liked that. That was exciting, I kind of thought. Seems like a lot of setup and stuff, but it was awesome. Yeah, it wasn't, now that I know how to do it, it's really not too bad. Because, like, going forward, like, I have... Oh, you can't see it anymore. I have the deck here, like, my deck of cards. I got this. Now all I need is the next map and stuff. I mean, yeah, the box is huge and stuff like that, but I wish it was a little bit... I don't want to say less random. Because games like this, that's kind of what they're built on, is randomness. So it's like, I don't want to say that that's what I didn't like about it, but at the same time, like, it felt really cool randomly pulling the right dice out of the bag early in the game for those skill checks. Like, we passed that first skill check instantly, or we killed that first bad guy, like, it was nothing. But then once we, like, I kind of didn't, I liked that the way we fucked up talking to the ogre was fine. Like, oh, we just couldn't figure out how to get this last die to work. Or maybe it was only one die we got. But what I didn't enjoy was fighting the ogre. The ogre felt like we had there was nothing we could do. And I don't like that. I wish there was always something you could do. Even if, like, it comes down to luck or something, that's fine. But it didn't just come down to luck. It was just like, you didn't pull the dice you needed, you know, and so you can't even try to fight him. Or it's like, all the cards that you have randomly pre-constructed are not for colors that are in this battle. And so you just can't do anything. You just have to hopefully pull the right dice and roll the right number. And that sucked. That didn't feel good. Janelle says it is too much randomness. There's not enough like, hey, you get a bonus if you try this, or hey, you're really good at this one thing already. It's a lot to set up and everything, but yeah, no Hail Marys or anything. I get what it is you don't like. I don't like it too. Yeah, okay, good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, it's overall, it felt really fun. Overall, it was wow, this light just turned weird. Yeah, overall, it felt cool. I have a good feeling right now after this. And I am excited to start to try the next one. Yeah, agreed. It's the same irk I have with all these games. Agreed. Like, remember when we played One Deck Dungeon a couple times? It was the same thing. It's just like, well, okay, I mean, I guess I didn't roll enough and now I can't do anything. You know, I don't like that where it's just like, okay, this random enemy needs black, blue, green, and yellow. And it's like, well, I only have purple. Okay, well then he kills you. You know, it's like, ugh, that's stupid. There should be a bunch of different ways. If I have enough stuff to spend, that I could do things that I needed to. Like, you should be able to like modify dice rolls by spending fatigue. Like, that could be cool. Because that would be like okay, I can kill this. I can put that die where I need it to, but I'm basically killing myself to do it, you know? And it's like, okay, I can kill this monster, but now I only have 1 life left. And if I, you know what I mean? Like that, like, I'm not saying that's exactly what it should be, but it'd be cool if that was a decision instead of just, well, I only have cards that help me with purple and black. Or I only have cards that help me with, like, if it's a number 1 or a number 2 and I rolled a 4. You know, it's like, okay, well, that sucks. Like, it'd be cooler if it's like, okay, well, this card only helps me if it's a 1 or a 2, but if I spend 3 fatigue, it could help me with a 5. And then the choice is on me. And then if I die after that, well, I shouldn't have fucking spent all that damn stamina and fatigue to do that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, that would at least make the decision on me. There needs to be some more chances. Like, hey, we tried this and it sucks, so here's a new scenario that's escalating instead of bam, dead, or bam, not listening anymore. Yeah. And then there is the reverse, which everything is just easy and perfect and gross. Yeah, that almost feels the same level of like when you just immediately roll what you need and then you just put it there. It's kind of like, well, I feel robbed of. I feel like the fun is manipulating the dice with the cards. That's where I feel like the game's fun. And maybe this is where it loses something with only 1 player. Because when there's 2 players, we both have a hand of cards. And it's not, the game doesn't go in turns. It's just you go. So if we roll, if that same ogre, we roll those dice, you have a hand of 8 cards as well. You know, and I have a hand of 8 cards. So your card might synergize with a die that doesn't do it to me. Yeah, burning through cards does seem fun. That would have been cool if I could just, like, if all my cards did stuff. And again, that would have been another fun decision point. Like, I have a hand of cards that can pretty much deal with anything, but at what cost? You know, I have to spend and exhaust all of these cards just to get 1 or 2 dice to be the right way. Like, that would have been a cool decision to make. But you're kind of robbed of that decision because it doesn't exist. It's basically, your decision making is all before you roll the dice. You know, I'm going to spend fatigue cubes to pull the exact color I need. And I like that. I think that's awesome. I like that a lot, actually. Deciding what color, like, okay, do I want to spend my only green to pull a green die so at least I know I can get that green die? That's a fun decision point. But then once you roll them, now your cards take over. And I just randomly picked this. There's a million different characters. I randomly picked this Beastmaster, Sunil Mosey. And he just randomly came with these cards, which randomly did not synergize with that ogre. And that's what I don't like. They should all be equipped to handle everything. But my guy is specifically good at purple dice, and I didn't have one encounter with a purple die the whole time. You know, not the entire time. And so it was just kind of like, well, okay. I guess if I fight guys in the future that have purple, I'm going to be well equipped to kick their ass. And that's where, again, additional players would probably come in handy. Because I'm purple and maybe you are blue. So we should be able to, like, you know, help each other out. It feels like it should be an epic one-player experience, though. Yeah, I totally agree. I agree with you. It can be fun, like, hey, here's my plan. Oh no, I tripped on a rock, or oh no, I sneezed and screwed up. That can be fun to play out. But if that's just who knows what all, if it's just who knows all the time, then it doesn't sit well with me. Totally agree. So I'm thinking, as the game goes on, we're going to be adding cards to our deck, getting stronger. But then the game is likely going to scale in complexity as well. But it does seem like as the game goes on, because so Sam McMeeple, when he first told me about this game, he was like, you know, after it was one play, he was like, if you don't like narrative, you might not like this. I don't know if I can recommend this after the first play. He's like, it's very narrative driven. He's like, I'm not sure if the gameplay is going to hold up to something that you enjoy. He said that to me. And so I kind of was like, okay, because I was really like, this looks so fun. Like, I love role player. And if they can make it, you know, into a campaign, because I love campaigns. I've been really missing the campaign. So I'm hoping that I can keep up with this. But then after like 3 or 4 missions went by, he was like, okay, I'm fully confident that I would recommend this game to any and everyone. He's like, it is so awesome now. So that's cool to hear. So I'm excited about what's to come. I think we got unlucky getting killed by that ogre, and we lost a lot of fucking... So another thing is, if I die in a 2-player game, that doesn't happen. We don't die. The whole party has to be wiped out before that happens. So it totally seems like losing that encounter where we talked to him was the whole game. This play. Because I kind of briefly looked at it. And there was like 3 paragraphs of talking to him and then a decision at the end of what to do. And none of it was combat, so we would have just, I think it would have been the end of the game after that, and we would have had all 7 of our XP still. Which is really the only bad thing that happened as a result of dying, was losing the experience. Because we did get we got a cool new card that will hopefully get us out of a sticky situation, you know, in the future. But the cost of that was we lost another attribute point or a couple health upgrades. So that kind of sucks. It would have been so cool to see what he had to say. I know. Hashtag not worth it. Yeah, it's not. Well, you're right. It wasn't worth it at all. That was the bummer. Overall, it was a fun game. I'm excited to play more on stream. I think that's a good way to do it, because I honestly do not think Natalie's going to be crazy about this. There's a chance, but I don't think she'll be crazy about it. So that's going to do it. I think I'm pretty freaking tired, if you can't tell. Janelle, I'm happy that your parents do not have COVID. Hopefully that means that you do not have COVID either. I'm crossing my fingers for you. And tell Jason I say hello. The kiddos, I say hello. And I think this will be the last stream of this week for me. because Thursday everybody's coming into town, so that will be a non-stream day, I'm sure. And then Sunday is Nerdfest. I am gonna probably say there's no way in hell I'm streaming Sunday night either. So we will likely do a lot of live. We're gonna go live probably through Instagram. I might be able to do Twitch, but most everybody that watches is gonna be at Nerdfest. So we'll probably do Instagram live, likely through Jeff's account maybe, because he's got, you know, not a ton of people follow me on Instagram, but we'll see. But that's the live stuff that we'll do. That's the live stuff that we'll do. They all say hello and good night. Awesome. Hello and good night. Poor Sam. I wish Sam could make it. Yeah, that's a bummer. But yeah, we will we'll go live a little bit there and get something for you. Until then, Janelle, please stay safe and hopefully keep me updated on what happens and everything, and hopefully we'll see you in a couple days. Until then, I am Ryan. You've been watching the Gamecasters Twitch channel. Have a great night.